Batting practice is over and the ground crew is getting the field ready. It's time for the On-Deck Circle, a comprehensive look at the Salt Lake Stingers and the Pacific Coast League. Now, to get you ready for today's game, here's the voice of the Stingers, Steve Krause.
Night in New Orleans as the Stingers try to stamp a 7-game losing streak tonight as they take on the Zephyrs here in New Orleans. Stingers falling last night in the opening game of the series by a final score of 10-4 as the Zephyrs broke out in front early on with 7 runs across the first 4 innings of play, jumping out to a 7-0 lead. The Stingers need to be able to get off to a better start, and what they really need is a big effort from their starting pitcher tonight. And taking a look at tonight's starting pitcher, it'll be right-hander Chris Vucek going for the Stingers with a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. And for the New Orleans Zephyrs, it'll be knuckleballer from Kearns High School in West Valley City, Jared Fernandez. So it's Vucek and Fernandez. Our guest in the On-Deck Circle will be the manager of the New Orleans Zephyrs, Chris Maloney, who on Friday night recorded the 800th win of his minor league managerial career. And we'll have that conversation with Chris right after this timeout here on ESPN 1230.
This weekend, there comes a sale so large, it's been 25 years in the making. Announcing the Larry H. Miller 25th anniversary Delta 500. The biggest used car sale of them all happens during 4 big days at 3 easy locations this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Visit the Delta 500 in Salt Lake at the Delta Center, in Sandy at the Southtown Mall, and in Linden at the new Lexus of Linden just off I-15 exit 276. Choose from over 1,200 vehicles. Get interest rates as low as 3.9%. Into the winter trip for 2 to the Brickyard 400. And with every purchase, get a dinner and a movie entertainment package featuring 10 movie passes to the Megaplex Theaters, 10 passes to the Cricket Super Screen, and 10 dinners to the Mayan. Don't miss the biggest car sale in 25 years. Larry H. Miller's 25th anniversary Delta 500. Thursday from 10 till 9, Friday and Saturday from 9 till 9, and Monday from 10 till 6. After all, you know this guy.
Mortgage rates have gone up. Hi, this is Scott Forster with Alta Mortgage Group. Mortgage rates have increased recently, so at Alta Mortgage Group, we've created a new program which offers a rock-bottom fixed interest rate for up to 7 years that is flexible enough to allow you to pay a normal payment based on 10, 15, 20, or 30-year mortgage payments. Or just take a breather and just pay the interest rate. You choose. This program sometimes cuts your mortgage payment in half. These rates are so low you'll have to call 628-9400 for a quote. We can also correct inaccurate credit scores that are making you pay higher interest rates on your loans. This problem of inaccurate credit scores is costing consumers millions of dollars per year. Let us help you today. We can help you correct these credit problems. Call 628-9400. That's 628-9400. Or visit us on the web at altamortgagegroup.com. We are here to help you.
Welcome back to the On-Deck Circle. Steve Krause with you on a beautiful Tuesday night here in New Orleans. Joining us right now, the manager of the Zephyrs, Chris Maloney. And first of all, Chris, congratulations on win number 800 in your minor league managerial career the other night. And it's, in a lot of ways, you're going to have your totals of wins and losses with a number of years. But I think the key is there have been some teams that have trusted you in helping develop those minor league players, and that may be the greatest gratification of all.
Well, you know, Steve, that's funny you say that because I didn't even know that. It had 800, to be honest with you. Seems like what you do in the minor leagues, you just keep on keeping on, and that's your job, is to try to develop players for the big club. And it's a sure pleasure doing it, and I'm glad that, the clubs I've been with have entrusted me with doing that.
Over the years, I think it's, 13 overall as a manager, third with New Orleans. As you look back, this may be kind of a tough question. As far as raw talent is concerned, what they've done both with you and in the big leagues, maybe the best player you've had the chance to manage, and maybe the one guy that maybe people wrote off, weren't considering a prospect, but worked hard enough to get to that big league level.
Oh, who was it? Probably the guy I always point to is Joe McEwing. I had him in Little Rock, and he was a guy that everybody's written off, and he was just about to get released that year, and that I had him in Double-A, and it's just a credit to that kid, the way he goes about his business, does everything the right way, and plays hard with a lot of enthusiasm, and he's had himself a nice little big league career so far. And he wasn't the most talented guy, but he's probably one of my favorite all-time players.
That's what's nice about baseball from the standpoint, whereas maybe a first through maybe fifth-round draft pick may get a couple of more opportunities, but all things considered, a 45th round pick may have just as much a chance to make the big leagues as a first-rounder.
Well, that's true. Anybody can make it. You look at Mike Piazza, I think he was just an afterthought and a favorite to Tommy Lasorda's, drafting him. And so anybody can make it in this game. It's just a question of having enough skills to compete and having some desire and want to get it done. And that's the biggest thing in baseball.
All right, more with Chris Maloney after this here on ESPN 1230.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230.
In 3.
Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
Shame on you if you feel like a bowling alley was installed in your brain the last time you went through the car buying experience.
Welcome to the Mark Marine Minute, your no-nonsense answers to your car buying and credit questions.
You can tell the character of a car dealership by how they handle issues with your credit, especially your good credit. For example, car credit. Car credit is looked at from two angles by the bank, your capability and by your willingness. The capability part of your credit tells how much money can be spent. The willingness part of your credit tells the conditions tied to the money being spent. So it's simple. Get pre-approved and know how much money is available and how you can spend it.
Wow.
Call Marine Credit Systems now at 467-9980. Marine Credit Systems, 467-9980. 467-9980.
It's a personal watercraft blowout sale. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all prior year Polaris and Yamaha watercraft will be drastically marked down for immediate sale. 2002 and 2003 watercraft will be available at prices so low you'll have to see it for yourself. Also, stop by during this incredible sale to see the 2004 Polaris Freedom 700. This awesome watercraft is making waves and taking accolades. Also priced to move with special low pricing this weekend only, wetsuits and life jackets. Remember, Escape Motorsports is your first stop for summer fun. And this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all prior year watercraft will be drastically marked down to sell. Come early for best selection. Financing available, OAC. If you've ever thought about riding the waves at Deer Creek, Jordanelle, Utah Lake, or Yuba, then wait no longer. Get yourself down to Escape Motorsports for their huge personal watercraft sale this weekend only. Escape Motorsports, located at the bottom of the Provo Orem Hill at 1480 North State in Orem. This Thursday through Saturday, don't miss it. Now back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Looking like this is New Orleans manager Chris Maloney, and Chris, your ball club really has come on of late. Winners of 5 of 6, might have been 6 in a row, had not been for a little stumble here on Sunday afternoon. But looking at your roster as far as the position players are particularly concerned, you have about as good a mix as you want. You got the so-called prospects who are on their way up, guys like Chris Burke, who had a big game last night, John Buck, and also some wily veterans who have been around the block and kind of show these guys the ropes.
Well, that's what you need in the minor leagues. You got to have a couple guys that have been around and can drive in those tough runs for you. And that's the case we got with a guy like Thompson and Phil Hyde. Those guys have been around and done a lot of damage in their careers. And it's good to get those guys going because start a year, neither one of those guys were doing any damage for us, and that's kind of for a lot of our struggles early in the year. But both those guys have got going, and that's good to see. And the young kids are playing well also.
Besides those two guys coming around, what's the biggest difference over the last week compared to that early start?
Well, we're just putting a full ball game together. We're getting enough pitching to go with enough hitting and defense, and that's the winning formula anywhere you are.
As far as our fans are concerned, obviously you've got the All Salt Lake City battery starting tonight with Jared Fernandez pitching and John Buck catching. Tell us a little bit about their developments at this point.
Well, John Buck is a kid that everybody's high on. He's just got really nice tools for a catcher. He's got a strong throwing arm and got a live bat. And he's a guy we look for great things from, and he's learning his way and getting better every day. And Jared Fernandez is a very valuable guy on this staff for the simple reason that he can eat up a lot of innings, and then he can turn around in a day or two and throw you a couple innings out of the pen if need be. So he's a very versatile guy, and he's a guy I really like having on the mound because he gives you all these guys, and he can pitch.
He's also a guy valuable to the organization because he can come up and be a quality big league pitcher if need be at a short notice.
Sure, he pitched great in the big leagues last year for us in Houston, and you know, when a need comes up, he's a guy that you have no qualms recommending because he's been there and done it, and he's not awed by the big lights, and you know you're going to get all these guys.
Finally, Chris, fences have been moved in here in New Orleans this year. It's no longer the Grand Canyon, but it's still pretty deep out there. But for the most part, how much has the moving into the fences had an effect on the games here this year?
Well, I think we've had a few more home runs than we normally have. You know, some balls to left center and center have gone out this year that in the last 2 years wouldn't have gone out. But another thing I've noticed is the wind's blown out a little bit more than it normally does. But you know, June, July, and August, that's going to tell the tale because I think the wind's going to slow down a little bit. The air's going to get a little heavier, and it's still going to be a tough ballpark to jump out of.
Chris, as always, appreciate your time. Good luck to your ball club this season.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Appreciate you having me on.
All right, Chris Maloney, our guest, back with the starting lineups after this here on ESPN 1230.
National Auto Plaza Southtown is now National Isuzu at 108th South State. The brand new National Isuzu has to make room for the biggest Isuzu SUV selection ever to come to Utah. Reliable Isuzu Rodeos, the brand new Isuzu Ascenders, and fun-to-drive Axiom Sport utilities are arriving daily. So to accommodate these new vehicles, National Isuzu has to move hundreds of Utah's most premium used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs at unbelievably low prices. Take thousands off Hondas, Nissans, and Toyotas. Thousands off. Or get even bigger savings on all luxury models from Lexus, BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. All our used inventories priced to go quickly. Now is your chance to upgrade your vehicle without upgrading your payment. Only at the new National Isuzu, formerly National Auto Plaza Southtown, 108th South State. Call 545-9292 for details. 545-9292. 108th South State is Utah's new home of the largest selection of Isuzus. National Isuzu.
Yeah, you should hear my dad talk in his sleep.
What did he say?
I'll show you. Dad, Redwood Road.
Furniture Warehouse. No interest, no payments for 12 months.
That's funny. Ever since he visited Furniture Warehouse, he hasn't been the same. Hey, let's do it again. Redwood Road.
Furniture Warehouse. Huge selection. 12 months, same as cash.
And he does this every time you say Redwood Road?
Furniture Warehouse. Lots of sofas, 12 months interest-free.
Sometimes you hear it when you're sleeping in church, too. Redwood Road.
Furniture Warehouse. Mattresses stacked to the rafters. No payments for 1 whole year.
Does he ever stop? Only when I stop saying Redwood Road.
Furniture Warehouse. The lowest price in furniture guaranteed for a full year. No interest, no payments for 12 months, too. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Furniture Warehouse. I rode Redwood. Is it Redwood Road? I don't know.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
And welcome back to Zephyr Field in New Orleans as the Stingers and the Zephyrs get ready for tonight's game. So here are the starting lineups for tonight's contest, brought to you by National Isuzu Southtown. Isuzu is back in the Salt Lake area at National Isuzu Southtown, located in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy. First of all, for the visiting Salt Lake Stingers, managed by Mike Brumley, leading off the second baseman, Javi Rodriguez. Batting second, the center fielder, Zach Sorensen. Hitting third and playing first base, Will Nieves. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, Alex Pelaez. Hitting fifth and playing right field, Derek Gibson. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Gary Johnson. Hitting seventh, the designated hitter, Casey Smith. Batting eighth and catching, Tom Gregorio. And hitting ninth is the shortstop, Victor Gutierrez. Pitching for the Stingers will be right-hander Chris Buchek. For the homestanding New Orleans Zephyrs, managed by Chris Maloney, leading off will be the shortstop, Eric Bruntlett. Batting second, the second baseman, Chris Burke. Hitting third and playing first base, Royce Huffman. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, Brian Thompson. Hitting fifth and catching, John Buck. Hitting sixth, the left fielder, Phil Hyatt. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Jason Alfaro. Hitting eighth and playing right field, Rob Lyons. And hitting ninth is the center fielder, Kyle Logan. Pitching for the Zephyrs will be right-hander, Jarrett Fernandez. The umpires, as assigned by the Pacific Coast League, Casey Moser will be behind the plate. John McMasters will be at first base, and Lance Barksdale will be the arbiter over at third. It's the Stingers and the Zephyrs. Game 2 of a 4-game series will return with tonight's first pitch. Right after this timeout, you've been in the on-deck circle here on ESPN 1230.
This has been the on-deck circle. Stay tuned. Salt Lake Stingers baseball is coming up next on the home of the Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM. KHUS Murray, Salt Lake City.
Fake, slow the crowd down the hood.
This is ESPN Radio AM 1230.
Great bus to the left field.
Worldwide leader in sports. On Citadel Broadcasting Station.
Next, I need something for my feet.
Yeah, I caught a whiff.
Right to the front. We got a guy here with smelly feet. Bring the good stuff to Dr. Scholl's. Thanks a lot. Whoa, you must be the smelly feet guy. Here. Dr. Scholl's deodorant foot powder? Oh, yeah, it works immediately and lasts all day. What about that gold? Look, I've been in your shoes. Well, thankfully not your shoes. Dr. Scholl's is better. It has more odor-destroying power than that Gold Month foot powder. I'll take it. He's taking the Dr. Scholl's, folks. Dr. Scholl's foot powder. Get the odor out now.
The field is live. The starting pitchers have finished their warm-up, and the managers have exchanged lineup cards. It's time for Salt Lake Stingers baseball. So let's go to the ballpark. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Stingers, Steve Klauke.
Once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Salt Lake Stingers baseball on a beautiful night here in the Big Easy. It's the Stingers taking on the New Orleans Zephyrs in Game 2 of a 4-game series. New Orleans winning last night 10-4 to extend the Stingers' losing streak to 7 games, which is a franchise record. So it'll be on Chris Butchek's right arm to try to turn things around here on this Tuesday night here in New Orleans. But they're playing a hot Zephyr ball club that has now won 5 out of their last 6 ball games, and the only game they dropped was on Sunday when they let a 5-run lead in the 9th inning get away from them against the Edmonton Trappers, eventually losing in 10 innings of play. Before we get our ball game underway here in New Orleans, let's enjoy the singing of our national anthem by Christy Trotz-Clair. our national anthem prior to the start of today's game between the Stingers and the New Orleans Zephyrs. The Zephyrs on the field in their home whites with the blue numerals and lettering trimmed in the green numerals and lettering trimmed in navy blue. Stingers wearing their red tops with the white lettering and numbers on the back. Right now, let's take a look at that New Orleans defensive alignment. Brought to you by the Phone Directories Company. Cover your bases using the phone book with a beautiful cover, or you can look up what you need at myphonedirectory.com. Bill Hyatt is in left field, Kyle Logan in center, and Rob Ryan is in right field. Jason Alfaro at third, Eric Bruntlett at short. Chris Burke at second, and Royce Huffman is at first. The battery of Jared Fernandez pitching, and John Buck catching. Yes, an all west side battery. Fernandez from Kearns High and Buck from Taylorsville. For Jared, this will be his 12th appearance of the year, his 8th start at 58 innings. He's given up 52 hits, 29 runs, 22 of them earned. He has struck out 24 while walking 11. No-hit batters, 1 wild pitch, and 6 home runs allowed. Fernandez has won 1 and lost 1 with a 3.41 earned run average. The PCL batting .239 against right-hander Jared Fernandez, who features the knuckleball. He'll face Javi Rodriguez, Zach Sorensen, and Will Nieves here in the first. Fernandez 6'1" in his 11th year out of Salt Lake City, now calls Ogden home. Originally signed way back in '94 as an undrafted free agent by the Red Sox out of Fresno State, and before that the College of Eastern Utah. Ball thrown down to second base by John Buck. We're ready to go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Salt Lake Stingers baseball is on the air for a Tuesday night here in New Orleans. Leading things off will be the second baseman, Javi Rodriguez. Rodriguez batting .296, 1 double, 1 triple. No homers, 2 runs batted in. Javi has hit safely in all 6 games that he has appeared in a Salt Lake uniform since joining the team from Class A Rancho Cucamonga. Outfield straight away. Alfaro, even with the bag at third, now in on the edge of the grass. The first pitch floats in and low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Javi Rodriguez. 1 for 4 last night with a double and a run batted in. A 1-0 pitch on the way, and it's a breaking ball low, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Rodriguez, a right-handed batter in his 3rd professional season out of Miami, Florida. Pitch on the way. There's a strike held high on the outer half of the plate. The count's 2-1. Fernandez worked 7 innings on the 20th in his last start. There's a pitch foul back into the screen, 2-2. Gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. 2 walks and a strikeout, and a victory over Edmonton, 7-4. Took the loss in relief here a couple of days ago. Here's a swing at a high fly ball, right field, drifting back Ryan. The right fielder's there, and he'll put it away, finding his son for out number 1. 1 away, that'll bring up Zach Sorensen, the center fielder, hitting .364. 1 double, 1 triple, no homers, and 1 run batted in. Fernandez lost the game in relief on Sunday in extra innings. And again, that was a ball game that the Zephyrs had a 5-run lead going into the 9th. 1 out, nobody out. The pitch on the way to Sorensen up high, ball 1. Zach, a switch hitter, batting left-handed against the right-hander, Jared Fernandez. Now the pitch. Knuckleball, strike on the outside corner under the bell, evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. With the knuckleball is Fernandez, and it floats in high, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Again, 333 down the left field line here. 320. 332 down the right field line. 2-1 pitch on the way. Floater in for a strike, 2-2. 385 to left center, some 30 feet closer than it was a year ago. 375 to right center and 400 feet to straightaway center field. The 2-2 pitch on the way to Sorensen. Swung on in line towards the right side and into right field. A base hit just beyond the reach of the second baseman, Chris Burke. And so Zach Sorensen's aboard with a one-out single. The Stingers with a runner at first here in the first. With one out, the batter will be the first baseman, Will Nieves. Nieves batting .273, 5 doubles, 3 triples, 4 homers, and 17 runs batted in. Opened up the series last night with an 0 for 4 evening. There's a knuckleball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Davis having a tough road trip so far, going 2 for 19. Infield, double play depth for the Zephyrs. Mike Brumley, Stingers manager, coaching at third base. Jim Eppert, the hitting coach, is over at first. Fernandez ready. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a bouncing ball towards short. Brumley has it. Scoops it back to Burke at second for 1. The reel into first in plenty of time for the double play. 6-4-3 double play on a ball that wasn't hit all that hard. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base, and so after the first half inning of play, it's the Stingers nothing, and New Orleans is coming to bat here on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
Why is a Built Right fence the best fence? That's easy. At Built Right Fence, they install every kind of fence. Vinyl, cedar, iron, chain link, and aluminum.
And now we couldn't be happier with our fence in our beautiful backyard.
With Built Right, you'll find the best prices.
The materials alone were far less than the big box hardware stores.
And Built Right has the guaranteed best installers in Utah.
We got the vinyl fence we wanted and a lifetime guarantee.
Hi, this is Robert from Built Right Fence. At Built Right Fence, we design it, install it, and back it with Built Right's lifetime guarantee.
While some companies won't guarantee their installation, Built Right does. Materials and workmanship.
We called a lot of places, and Built Right was right.
More choices, best quality, best prices, and a lifetime guarantee. What could be better than that? How about your choice of a free arbor or free trellis with a complete fence installation? Call Built Right toll-free at 1-888-BUILT-RIGHT. That's right spelled with a W, as in write it down. 888-BUILT-RIGHT.
This is the last week for this special offer. Call today.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, you can get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
Go to the bottom of the first inning, and there's no score. Let's take a look at tonight's defensive alignment for the Stingers, courtesy of the Phone Directories Company. First of all, Jerry Johnson in left, Zach Sorensen in center, Derek Gibson in right, Alex Pelaez is at third, Victor Gutierrez at short, Javi Rodriguez at second, and Will Nieves is at first. A battery of Chris Buchek pitching and Tom Gregorio catching. Eric Front with the shortstop to lead things off. He went 0 for 5 last night. First pitch on the way. The fastball strike on the inside corner above the knees. 0-1. Frontless for the season, batting .246. 6 doubles, a triple, 1 homer, and 10 runs batted in. Now Buchek ready, the 0-1. Fastball popped up foul. First base side out of play, about 8 rows behind the dugout. 0-2 the count on Frontless. Chris Buchek making his 9th start of the year for the Stingers. In 41 innings, he's given up 54 hits, 29 runs, 27 of them earned. He has walked 15 and struck out 17. He's hit a batter, thrown 2 wild pitches, and surrendered 6 home runs. Buchek is 2-3 with a 5.93 earned run average. The 0-2 to Bruntlett, fastball up and in, leans the right-hand hitter back out of the way. And the count's 1-2. PCL hitting .312 against right-hander Chris Buchek. 8-9 with the Stingers last year, 0-1 in 4 appearances, 1 start for the Angels. The 1-2 pitch on the way is sliced down the right field line, but twisting foul. And so the count remains 1-2 as that one lands on the patio. Stingers' parent club, the Anaheim Angels, off today. They'll continue their series in Toronto tomorrow. losing last night 6-5 when pitcher Ben Weber failed to cover home plate on a rundown, allowing the winning run to come home. 1-2 the count on Brooklyn as Buchek delivers. Breaking ball misses low, and that evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One final this afternoon in the PCL. Memphis came from a 7-1 deficit on the road to defeat Sacramento 9-8. Now the 2-2 pitch. Fastball is popped up in back of third. Pelaez is out. Gutierrez is out. Johnson racing in, and it's Gutierrez making the over-the-shoulder catch down near the Stingers bullpen in fair territory. Nice play by Victor Gutierrez, and there's one down here in the first. Here's Chris Burke, the second baseman, or I should say the red-hot Chris Burke, batting .322, 10 doubles, 2 triples, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. 3 for 5 last night. All of his hits were doubles. And he has gone 11 for 19 during this current 4-game hitting streak. There's a swing and a pop foul. First base side out of play. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. 5 doubles, 2 homers, and 5 runs batted in. 8 for his last 11 at the plate. Pretty impressive numbers. No balls, 1 strike. The count, the pitch. Fastball inside at the knees. Evens the count at 1-1. Buchek's last start, he went 5 innings at Oklahoma, gave up 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 6 hits in 5 innings. Was not involved in the decision. There's a pitch lined into right field, a base hit. That one scooting towards the corner. Racing to cut it off is Gibson. Taking the turn at first is Burke to throw to second base. Cut off. Another double for Chris Burke. That's his 4th in the 2 games of this series. Wow. He is absolutely on fire right now for this New Orleans ball club. First hit of the ball game, of course, for the New Orleans Zephyrs. So a runner in scoring position with 1 out. The batter will be Royce Huffman, the first baseman, batting .344, 13 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and 22 runs batted in. Huffman 1 for 4 with a double and an RBI last night. So a runner at second base, 1 out. Buchek ready, the pitch. Misses low and outside with a slider, ball 1. Buchek won his only start against the Zephyrs last year, despite giving up 5 runs on 7 hits in 6 2/3 innings. Won that ball game 8-6 on May the 23rd of last year. There goes the runner towards third. The fastball is high, is in for a strike, and no throw as Burke stole that one on Buchek. That's his 14th stolen base of the year to lead the Zephyrs. And that puts him second in the league, 1 behind Wilson Valdez of Albuquerque. With the count on Huffman, 1 ball, 1 strike. With a go-ahead run at third and 1 out, the infield will play back. A year ago today, the Zephyrs pounded Matt Inslee and the Stingers 16-2. There's a swing and a roller right side, off the glove of Nieves, and the pitcher, Buchek, doesn't go over to cover first. Everybody is safe and the run scores. I don't know. I was following the ball. I don't know if Chris Lipton fell or what. It'll be an infield single for Huffman and a run batted in. But on a ground ball to the right side, you automatically move over to first if you're the pitcher. But Buchek barely got 10 feet away from the mound. And so there was no play on Huffman at first. Yeah, and I was watching the ground ball. I've got to think he must have slipped. Either way, it's a runner at first base and 1 out. And the batter is the designated hitter, Ryan Thompson, hitting .245, 5 doubles, a triple, a homer, and 22 runs batted in. Fastball outside, ball 1, a big game yesterday for Thompson. 3 for 4 with a 2-run homer in the first inning. 3 RBI altogether. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Swing and a fastball and a foul back, and that evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ryan Thompson. Thompson signed in February as a free agent. On the 25th of February, to be exact. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Check swing foul. A break for Chris Buchek there. Fastball high and inside. Thompson bailing to get out of the way. The ball came up and hit his bat. So the count 1-2 on Ryan Thompson. A.C. Moser, the umpire behind the plate. He's from Wichita Falls, Texas. John McMaster's over at first base from Tacoma, Washington, and Lance Barksdale behind the plate from Cary, Mississippi. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Ryan Thompson. The lead at first for Huffman, and Buchek tosses over. Chris has had 3 no decisions and a loss in his last 4 starts. The only loss, he gave up 1 run in 6 innings in a 1-0 loss to Tacoma in the first game of a doubleheader, May 9th. 1-2 pitch, double play, ball to short. Gutierrez has it. The second, that's 1. Rodriguez relay in plenty of time for the ending 6-4-3 double play. And with that double play, another $5 is donated to the United Way, courtesy of Taco Maker. 1 run, 2 hits, nobody left on base. At the end of 1, it's New Orleans 1 and the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
It's a personal watercraft blowout sale. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all prior year Polaris and Yamaha watercraft will be drastically marked down for immediate sale. 2002 and 2003 watercraft will be available at prices so low you'll have to see it for yourself. Also, stop by during this incredible sale to see the 2004 Polaris Freedom 700. This awesome watercraft is making waves and taking accolades. Also priced to move with special low pricing this weekend only, wetsuits and life jackets. Remember, Escape Motorsports is your first stop for summer fun. And this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all prior year watercraft will be drastically marked down to sell. Come early for best selection. Financing available, OAC. If you've ever thought about riding the waves at Deer Creek, Jordanelle, Utah Lake, or Yuba, then wait no longer. Get yourself down to Escape Motorsports for their huge personal watercraft sale this weekend only. Escape Motorsports, located at the bottom of the Provo Orem Hill at 1480 North State in Orem. This Thursday through Saturday, don't miss it.
To the second inning, 1-0 the score in favor of New Orleans. It'll be Alex Pelaez, Derek Gibson, and Gary Johnson talking among those in the press box. It was not a flip on Chris Buchek's part. He just didn't cover over at first base on that play. So that's why they ruled it a base hit, even though it went off the glove of Davis. Even if he fields it cleanly, there's no one to talk to, and you can't charge an error of commission, or of omission, just commission. So here's Alex Pelaez, batting .336, 7 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, and 25 runs batted in. First pitch on the way, knuckleball is low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes the count on Pelaez. 2 for 4 last night. He's hit safely in 5 straight games. Has had a good road trip at the plate. 9 for 21. A .429 average as the knuckleball dances in for a strike, and it's 1-1. Dent Pro and Dent Pro Colors of Salt Lake, the mobile paintless dent repair company, comes to your home or office to work on your car. Call them today at 1-877-DENT-PRO. Swing and a miss to the knuckleball, 1-2. Dent Pro and Dent Pro Colors, they make them like new again. So 1-2 the count on Pelaez. Now the pitch. Knuckleball popped up foul, first base side, out of play. Giving it a look is Huffman, but it about 7 rows back. So the count 1-2. Stingers, by the way, with 23 steals so far this year, making the total donation $115. Now the pitch. Walk on and lifted in the air towards center. Kyle Logan drifting back. He has plenty of room. Now waiting for it. Puts it away for out number 1. So Pelias is retired. 1 out. That'll bring up Derek Gibson, the right fielder, hitting .261. 6 doubles, 2 homers, and 7 runs batted in. So here's Gibson, who did not play yesterday, coming off a great series over in Oklahoma City. He went 9 for 17 with 4 doubles, a homer, and a run batted in. He swings and dribbles 1 foul at the third base side for strike 1. 0-1 the count. On right-handed hitting, Derek Gibson. One to nothing New Orleans here in the second. The pitch. Knuckleball grounded sharply right side and past the diving Chris Burke into right center field. And Derek Gibson is aboard with a 1-out single. Sharply hit ground ball towards the middle, eluding the diving effort of Chris Burke. So a runner at first base. 1 out for Gary Johnson, hitting .252. 4 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, and 12 runs batted in. 0 for 4 last night. Infield for the Zephyrs, double play depth. Knuckleball misses low, ball 1. Gary on this trip, 2 for 13. Now Fernandez ready to pitch. Bringing a chopper towards first, up with it, up into second 1. Frontless return relay in plenty of time for the 3-6-3 double play. So for 2 straight innings, the Stingers have gotten a 1-out single, only to have the next batter hit into a double play. No runs, 1 hit. Nobody left on base, and after an inning and a half, it's New Orleans 1 and the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
There it is! That's the Ranches golf course I was telling you about.
Whoa, I've never seen fairways and greens maintained like that before.
I know. This is the place where they hold all those fancy tournaments. Look at that clubhouse and pavilion.
Yeah, let's go down and get a closer look.
This has class written all over it.
Not like that course we used to live at.
That place was for the birds.
Yeah, snowboards.
Call the Ranches Golf Club today to put your company tournament or gathering. Their expertise will ensure that all details and efforts will be made to make your event a huge success and a great time for all. From amateurs to pros, the Ranches Golf Club, the course of choice.
Doc!
What?
I said Doc!
What?
Like, bow down! Get out of the way! Look out! Incoming!
Book your company tournament before May 31st and receive a free foursome plus cards, courtesy of Ranches Golf Club.
Ow! I told you to Doc!
Call today, 789-8100.
Are you crazy? You're trying to kill it? Give me a little heart.
Drive J.D. Power's #1 rated midsize car, the Hyundai Sonata, for $216 a month with 0 down. Test drive the Hyundai Sonata at your friendly Wasatch Front Hyundai dealer today. Westland Hyundai in Austin, Hengard Hyundai downtown Salt Lake, Intermountain Hyundai South Salt Lake, Riverton Hyundai in Sandy, and University Hyundai in Orem.
Top of the second inning, 1-0 the score in favor of New Orleans. It'll be John Buck, Bill Hyatt, and Jason Alfaro, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up in the New Orleans batting order to face right-hander Chris Buchek. John Buck out of Taylorsville High School, batting .286, 4 doubles, 5 homers, and 16 runs batted in. 1 for 3, including a 2-run home run here last night. Rated the number 3 prospect in the Houston organization this year by Baseball America after being number 1 last year. Swings the first pitch, grounds one to short, backhanded by Gutierrez, who sets and throws the first in time to get the out. So one pitch, one away. That'll bring up Phil Hyatt, the left fielder. Hyatt batting .201, 6 doubles and triples, 6 homers and 20 runs batted in. Hyatt 2 for 4 with an RBI last night. Time now for a look at this date in baseball history. Brought to you by Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. Just 20 minutes from the ballpark. Visit Stedman's where you deal with the owner, not a salesman. First pitch, fastball, and it's an ease to Hyatt for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. On this date, in 2001, there were a pair of one-hitters thrown on this day. There's a fastball strike in the outside corner under the belt, 0-2. Terry Wood threw a one-hitter as the Cubs beat the Brewers 1-0. At Wrigley Field and at Fenway Park, the Red Sox beat the Blue Jays 4-0 on a one-hitter by Hideo Nomo. 2-strike pitch to Hyatt. Way outside. Slider, 1-2 the count. On this date in 2000, it was a bad day for shoulders in the Major League. 1-2 pitch to Hyatt. Sinker low, 2-2. Both Devil Rays pitcher Wilson Alvarez and then Angel shortstop Gary DiSarcina undergo arthroscopic shoulder surgery and will miss the entire season. Phillies pitcher Mike Jackson will have the same shoulder surgery done the next day. Buchek misses low with a slider. Filling the count at 3-2. Full count on Hyatt with 1 out. The base is empty as Buchek delivers. Swung on in line towards left. Johnson going back. It's up there, it's out there, and it is gone. A line drive home run off the bat of Phil Hyatt, his 7th of the year, and it's 2-0 New Orleans. He got a hold of that one. For Buchek, that is the 7th home run that he has given up this year. So 3-2 pitch drilled over the barrier and left by Phil Hyatt. So here's Jason Alfaro, the third baseman, hitting .286, 6 doubles, 5 homers, 23 runs batted in. Hyatt's 6th career home run against Salt Lake, but his first since 2001. Buchek delivers high, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Now the pitch. Fastball again misses high. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. On this date in 1999, former Buzz and then Diamondbacks catcher Damian Miller becomes only the 8th Major League catcher to participate in 3 double plays during a 9-inning game. 2-0 pitch on the way. That's lifted foul. Right side out of play. Strike 1. That was the National League record of 3, the Major League record 4 by Chris Hoyles of the Orioles in 1998. 2-1. Pitch on the way. Fastball lifted in the air towards shallow right. Gibson a long run. Won't get there as it falls in for a base hit. Holding it first is Alfaro with a single. Well, that is the 4th hit of the ball game for New Orleans. No runner at first base. No, 1 out for Rob Ryan, the right fielder. Batting .266, 4 doubles, 3 homers, and 11 runs batted in. The trouble here in the 2nd inning for Chris Buchek, the infield at double play depth. Now the right-hander ready, and the first pitch to Ryan. Fastball in under the letters for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Two to nothing Zephyrs. We're in the 2nd. Now Buchek from the belt ready, the 0-1. Instead, the turn of the toss to first. On this date in 1992, the El Paso Diablos of the AA Texas League, their public address announcer, Derek Grubbs, is ejected from the game against Jackson because of music he played during the contest. Doesn't go into any explanation, but I would have to think it would have something to do with music. The umpires didn't appreciate. The 0-1. Fastball strike on the inside corner under the belt, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Outfield around towards right for the left-hand batter, Rob Ryan, who homered in yesterday's ball game. Now Buchek ready. Again the throw to first, and again Alfaro's back in, standing up. Alfaro has attempted 4 stolen bases this year. He's only been successful once. No balls, 2 strikes on the former Tucson sidewinder, Rob Ryan, also Arizona Diamondback. Now the 0-2. Fastball high. 1-2 the count on the left-hand batter with Kyle Logan, the center fielder, due next. Two runs on 4 hits for the Zephyrs. No runs on 2 hits for the Stingers. Now Buchek ready. The 1-2. Long on, line towards right. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Played on the hop by Derek Gibson. Stopping at second base is Alfaro. So now runners at first and second base with 1 out. And now the batter will be Kyle Logan, the center fielder, hitting .262, 7 doubles, a triple, no homers, and 10 runs batted in. 1 for 4 last night. Logan. Half the plate, 1 for 4, as I mentioned, with a single. Now the right-hander ready. The pitch. Swung on, foul. Third base side of home plate and out of play. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike the count on the left-hand batter. A 23rd round pick of 1997 by the Houston Astros out of Southern Mississippi University. Born and still lives in Hattiesburg. Then the Tigers infield, a double play depth for the left-hand batter as Buchek delivers the 0-1. Long on, little flare back towards the second baseman Rodriguez, who lets it drop, but no, the infield fly rule was called as Rodriguez thought maybe the ball wasn't hit high enough to be considered an infield fly rule ball, but it was, and there's 2 outs. What he tried to do was let it bounce and turn the double play. The umpires indicating right away that they had called for the infield fly. So runners at first and second base, 2 out. And the top of the order now, and Eric Fruntley popped to short his last time up. Buchek ready, the pitch. Swing and a foul into the glove of the catcher Gregorio, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Fruntley, 9th round pick out of Stanford in 2000. He went to 3 College World Series with the Cardinals. Oh, and 1 the count. Buchek from the belt. Slants back towards second, and the right-hander deal. Fastball, a beauty for a strike on the outside corner under the belt, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 New Orleans. Chris Maloney, the manager of the Zephyrs, coaching at third base. Now the 2-strike pitch on the way from Buchek. Bringing a ground ball towards third. To his left, Pelaez up with throw to Rodriguez at second base. Gets the force out on Ryan, and that retires the side. But in the inning, 1 run on the home run by Hyatt, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. And after 2 complete innings of play, it's now New Orleans 2 and the Stingers nothing on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
Relax. Okay, now
why don't we talk about associations? When I say furniture, you say...
Redwood Road. Sofas and more sofas. You have largest selection of sofas. I see sofas for $2.99 and leather sofas for only $5.99.
I see. So when I say Redwood Road, you say...
Furniture Warehouse. Mattresses stacked to the rafters. 20-year warranty. Pillow top set starting at $2.99.
You associate all this when I say Redwood Road?
We have recliners from Lane, clocks from Howard Miller, Bassett mirrors, Satter, Douglas...
And all of this is on Redwood Road.
Furniture Warehouse. Sectional bookcases, computer desks, office desks, bunk beds, futons. Nobody beats their price.
Okay, let's try again. Redwood Road.
Furniture Warehouse. Designer furniture as furnished in the award-winning homes in the parade of homes. Doc? Hey, Doc, where'd you go? Hello?
He went to Furniture Warehouse on Redwood Road. I don't know.
Your dog eats your new sofa. Pet satisfaction rating 3%. Your hairdresser doesn't know burnt auburn from burnt toast. Hair color satisfaction rating 5%. After years of marriage, your husband still leaves the seat up. Spouse satisfaction rating -2%. Your car insurance company saves you hundreds of dollars and handles your claim quickly and fairly. Car insurance satisfaction rating 97%. Oh, you must have Geico.
Geico's customer satisfaction stands at 97%. How would you rate your car insurance company? Geico. 1-800-947-AUTO.
Nothing now in favor of New Orleans. Casey Smith, the designated hitter, to lead things off against Jared Fernandez, and his knuckleball dances outside, ball one. Smith batting 176, 2 doubles and 4 runs batted in. He's 0 for 3 last night. In at third, Alfaro, the pitch. High for a ball, 2-0. Smith to be followed by Tom Gregorio and then Victor Gutierrez. 2-0 the count of the right-hand batter as Fernandez deals. Strike on the outside corner at the knees, 2-1. Jared's been battling a stiff neck, we understand, but so far he looks good, giving up one-out singles in each of the first 2 innings, but those runners quickly erased on double play ball. Now the 2-1 to Smith, high and inside, a fastball, 3-1 the count. It's also time to find out what's happening under the lights tonight. PCL and Major League Baseball, brought to you by TE Lighting and the new Reveal light bulb. 3-1 pitch to Smith. Swung on, looped into left center field, and that lands on the lawn for a base hit. Just beyond the shortstop, Eric Frontwood's reach. And so Smith aboard with a leadoff single. Third hit of the ball game for the Stingers. So, leadoff man aboard for the first time in the contest. That'll bring up Tom Gregorio, the catcher, batting 192, 1 double, 2 homers, and 10 runs batted in. By the way, you can check out that new Reveal bulb at your locally owned Ace Hardware store. So, runner at first base, nobody out. Fernandez ready, and the pitch to Gregorio. Knuckleball in for a strike, and it's 0-1. One game this afternoon in the Pacific Coast League. Memphis down 7-1, scores 5 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and 1 in the 9th to hit Sacramento 9-8. Luis Ortiz with a pair of home runs, his 3rd and 4th of the year. The 0-1, knuckleball, popped up foul, first base side. There'll be a few rows in back of the first base dugout. 0-2 the count. Josh Pierce the winner, 1-1. Eric Kamak the loser, 1-2. Edmonton and Oklahoma, no score after 1. Redhawks have won 6 in a row after their 9-4 come from behind win yesterday. No balls, 2 strikes on Gregorio. Fernandez delivers a fastball high, ball 1. Tried to sneak the fastball by Tom. Later on, Las Vegas at Colorado Springs. Tacoma hosts Iowa. Tucson visits Albuquerque with Mike Gosling pitching for the Sidewinders. Nashville at Fresno, Ryan Jensen for the Grizzlies. And Omaha at Portland. The 1-2 pitch, runner goes, bringing a shot, diving backhand stop by Alfaro at third. Gets up and throws to first for the out. That one took a double and maybe an RBI away from Gregorio as Smith was running on the pitch. And because he was running on the pitch, that avoided a potential double play ball there because it was hit sharply enough that Alfaro might have been able to start a double play from third base. As it is, though, the Stingers do have a runner at second base for the first time in the ball game with 1 out for Victor Gutierrez, the shortstop, batting .333, 1 double and 3 runs batted in. He's hit safely in all 4 games he's played in a Salt Lake uniform as he takes the strike and it's 0-1. The American League and the Angels off. They're at Toronto tomorrow after losing in extra innings for the Blue Jays by a run last night. Now the 0-1. Floats in for a strike, and it's 0-2. Bottom of the sixth at Cleveland. Indians and Mariners are tied at 2. Yankees and Orioles are in a rain delay. In the top of the third, Yankees nothing, Orioles nothing. Boston leading Oakland 5-0 in the fifth at Fenway. Kurt Schilling with the lead in that one. The 0-2. Gutierrez swings and misses at a knuckleball that broke a foot and a half outside, and that's the first strikeout for Jared Fernandez. 2 down. Smith still at second for Javi Rodriguez. He flied out to Rob Ryan in right field. And we're now in an area where the Stingers have really struggled in this year. That's getting the big 2-out base hit to bring home a run. Here's Rodriguez taking outside, ball 1. Stingers are hitting only .228 with runners in scoring position, 2 out, while their opponents are hitting .307 against them. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, line towards center. Logan coming on, has to play it on a hop. Here comes Smith around third. Here comes the throw. Not in time. It's an RBI single for Javi Rodriguez. The Stingers are on the board, and it's now 2-1 New Orleans. Rodriguez lining that one to extend his hitting streak to 7 straight games, all 7 that he has played it in a Salt Lake uniform. Waited on the knuckleball that time and drove it right back through the middle. So now a 2-1 ball game, and the hitter will be Zach Sorensen, who floated a single into right field his first time up. Bottom of the sixth in St. Petersburg. Tampa Bay has scored 3 runs in the frame. They're still batting, leading Minnesota 4-1. Now the pitch to Sorensen. Knuckleball low and inside. Backhanded by the catcher, Buck. Ball 1. Third inning in Chicago. White Sox lead Texas 2-1. Frank Thomas with a 2-run homer, his 9th of the year. For Chicago, Mark Teixeira with his 5th for Texas. Kansas City at home leading Detroit 2-0 at the end of 2. Now the 1-0, the runner goes, the pitch to strike. Buck's throw will not be in time as the ball pops free from the shortstop frontlet glove. He would have been in otherwise. And so Javi Rodriguez, his first stolen base in 3 tries. The count on Sorensen 1-1, and that stolen base means another $5 for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Utah, courtesy of Dent Pro and Dent Pro Colors. So now the tying run for the Stingers is in scoring position with 2 outs. Pitch to Sorensen, swung a ground ball, center field, base hit. Here comes Rodriguez around the bend with the tying run in his back pocket. An RBI single for Sorensen. We're all tied at 2-2. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Stingers. 2 out base hits to drive in runs here in the inning. So now a 2-2 ball game here in the third. A runner at first base, 2 outs, and the batter will be Will Nieves, who grounded into a 6-4-3 double play his first time up. 6th inning at Montreal. Atlanta's out in front of the Expos 1-0. At the end of 6 in Cincinnati, the Reds are out in front of Florida 4-1. The red-hot Ken Griffey Jr. hits his 11th home run of the year. Barry Larkin is second. After 4.5 in New York, the Mets lead the Phillies 2-0. Third at Houston, the Astros lead the Cubs 1-0 on Orlando Palmeiro's 3rd home run of the year. Knuckleball misses inside and low to the right-hand batter. Ball 1. Brewers nothing, Dodgers nothing. L.A. batting in the top of the 3rd at Milwaukee. Pittsburgh and St. Louis rained out tonight. Later on, San Diego at Colorado. And Arizona at San Francisco. There goes the runner, and the pitch is fouled back into the screen. The count on the end is 1-1. Stingers stealing some bases here this inning, and obviously with the tougher pitch to handle and a slower pitch to handle, it's a little bit easier to steal on the knuckleball. One ball, 1 strike to count. Again, the toss to first, and diving back in is Sorensen. So Javi Rodriguez and Zach Sorensen with RBI singles tie the ball game up. Now Fernandez ready. The 1-1, the runner goes again. The pitch is high. The throw to second base, not in time. A stolen base for Sorensen is first in the Stingers uniform. And another $5 goes to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Utah, courtesy of Dentpro and Dentpro colors. Stingers came into this ball game with 23 steals, as we mentioned earlier. Only Sacramento with 19, Memphis with 20, and Las Vegas with 20 had fewer stolen bases. Now the 1-1, swing and a miss over a knuckleball, 1-2. Well, the first stolen base led to a run. Let's see if the second one can as well. Two balls, two strikes to count on Nieves. Fernandez pitch, floater, and it's popped up into shallow right, racing on his line, slides, and he can't hang on. Around third and heading for home is Zach Sorensen with the go-ahead run, and the Stingers now have the lead at 3-2. A little floater into shallow right. Ryan trying to make the diving grab, couldn't come up with it, and so the combination of some stolen bases and some timely hitting, and the Stingers have come back to go out in front here in the third inning. For Nieves, that's his 18th run batted in. 3 straight hits after 2 outs. Here's Alex Pelaez. The runner goes. Fastball strike, throw to second base, and stick at second base for the stolen base is Nieves, his second of the year. Fans don't like that one. Looks like the throw was there, and Burke's tag was on the hand of Nieves sliding in, but the umpire, Lance Barksdale, ruled him safe. So now the count 1-0 on Alex Pelaez, who flied to center field his first time up. Mike Brumley turning them loose with a knuckleballer off the mound, despite the strong arm of John Buck behind the plate. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Pelaez. The pitch, swung on, line to the left center field. Comes on as the center fielder Logan. He has to play it on a hop. Rounding third and heading for home is Nieves. The throw not in time. An RBI single for Alex Pelaez, and it's now a 4-2 Salt Lake lead. As again, the stolen base leads to a run, and that's the 4th 2-out base hit to bring in a run. As time called, and Jim Hickey, the pitching coach for the Zephyrs, goes to the hill. Stingers now with 7 hits in the ball game. All of them singles, but 4 of them have come in a row here in the third. The Stingers with the lead here in the third, 4-2. Home plate umpire Casey Moser going out to break up the conversation. So Alex Pelaez with the hit. That is his 10th of the road trip. So Hickey back in the first base dugout. For the runner at first base, 2 out, and Derek Gibson, the batter. He singled to center his first time up. First pitch in for a strike, a fastball, and it's 0-1. It's Derek Gibson. A couple of former teammates of the Colorado organization on this New Orleans ball club. Pitcher Heath Foss and infielder Mike Coolbaugh. Now the turn of the toss to first drives Pelaez back. 0-1 the count on Gibson. Now Fernandez pitch, the knuckleballer into the dirt, past John Buck through the screen, and Pelaez will take second on the wild pitch. The count on Gibson, 1 ball and 1 strike, and for Fernandez, his second wild pitch of the year. Buck tried to slide over and get his body in front of it, but couldn't get it there quite in time. Now the pitch, Gibson swings and lines one right at the third baseman, Jason Alfaro, to retire the size. Gibson hit the cover off the ball, but unfortunately for Derek, right at Alfaro, but the Stingers break out in front with 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on the base paths. We go to the bottom of the third. It's now the Stingers 4 and New Orleans 2 here on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM. Looking for the ultimate watercraft? Then check out the MSX 150 from Polaris. It's got it all. A smooth, dry ride, crisp, responsive handling, and the power and performance only a turbocharged 4-stroke engine can offer. The MSX 150 combines the latest and greatest technology with a look that cuts a wave with style. One look and you'll see why Watercraft World magazine named the MSX 150 Watercraft of the Year. Now, owning a Polaris watercraft is easier than ever with great Polaris 50th anniversary savings on select models. Just $50 per month with 0 down and 5% interest until January 2006. Or choose a low 7.9% APR and only $99 per month. Either way, you can also get a sweet $200 retail rebate on select non-current models. In Utah County, see Escape Motorsports, 1480 North State in Provo. Polaris, the way out. Offer good on select watercraft while supplies last. Void or prohibited. $50 is the fixed payment for the term of the loan. Certain terms and restrictions apply. Offer ends July 7, 2004. Call 1-800-POLARIS or visit PolarisIndustries.com to find out more information on the full line of Polaris watercraft. 142 games in a season is extreme. But not as extreme as the selection of power sports you'll find at Mountain Extreme Power Sports. Mountain Extreme Power Sports is where you can find Polaris, and Polaris is the way out. So take it to the extreme. Mountain Extreme Power Sports at 810 North, 2600 West in Linden, exit 275, only 10 minutes from the Salt Lake Valley. Mountain Extreme Power Sports. Take it to the extreme.
Up for New Orleans. First pitch, fastball strikes to Burke, and it's 0-1. Burke doubled and scored in the first. One of 4 doubles he's picked up in the first 2 games of this series. No balls, 1 strike, the count of the right-hand batter, and the pitch comes home. Swung on, that's line and hooking towards the left field corner. Gary Johnson giving chase near the 333 mark. Burke around first, and guess what? He's into second base with another double. That's uncanny. 5 doubles in the first 2 games of this series. So a runner at second base and nobody out for Royce Huffman, who, with a runner at third and 1 out, got an RBI single when Nieves, the first baseman, knocked the ball down going to his right, was ready to throw to first base, but Buchek never left the mound. So now a runner at second base. Boy, the Stingers need a strong inning here by Buchek, after his teammates got him some runs here to maintain the momentum. Buchek ready to pitch. Fastball outside, the right-hand hitting Huffman, ball 1. After 1 period of play in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, Calgary leading Tampa Bay 1-0. Game 3 of the T-Wolves and the Lakers coming up in just a few moments. Buchek, the glance back towards second, the 1-0. Fastball lined up the alley in left center field, a base hit. Sorensen races over to cut it off. Rounding third and heading for home is Burke. He scores on the RBI single by Huffman. And it's now a 4-3 ball game in favor of the Stingers. And the tying runs at first with nobody out. So now here's Ryan Thompson, who bounced into a 6-4-3 double play his first time up. Hits are now even at 7 apiece in this ball game. Hunter at first, nobody out. Buchek ready, and the pitch to Thompson. Fastball inside, the right-hand batter, ball 1. Stingers could use another double play ball here. Want to know the count? There's a toss to first, and the runner's back. Runner at first base. Nobody out. The pitch. Swung on, foul, back off the screen, and that evens the count of 1-1 on Thompson. He's played over 400 games in the major league. With the Mets, the Indians, the Astros, the Yankees, the Marlins, and the Brewers. One ball, one strike. Good check from the belt ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging another foul back, just hitting the top of the screen. The count's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tomorrow night, game 3 of this series. It'll be Steve Green for the Stingers at 3-5 against right-hander Taylor Buchholz, 2-5 for the Zephyrs. 1-2 the count. Good check ready. The 1-2. Low and outside the right-hand batter. That evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 4-3 in favor of the Stingers here in the bottom of the third. Ryan Thompson at the plate. The pitch. Swinging a high, towering pop-up into shallow center field. The second baseman Rodriguez out to make the catch. Throws back to first, and they double off the runner. What in the world was Huffman thinking? He was almost halfway to second base. Maybe he had a thin feeling that Rodriguez, who was staggering under that ball, might drop it, but Rodriguez made the catch, and when he looked up, he realized Huffman was just now getting back towards first base, so Javi fired a strike to the bag and doubled off Huffman. So with that double play, another $5 goes to the United Way, courtesy of Taco Maker. So 2 outs, nobody on. The batter will be John Buck, who grounded out to short his first time up. First pitch on the way here, and it's low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield shaded towards right for Buck. Now the pitch. Fastball in for a strike. That evens the count at 1-1. Last year in the series in Salt Lake City, Buck went 5 for 13 at .385 average. Now the line, here's the 1-1. In at the knees, a fastball for a strike, 1-2. Had a big year in 2002 in the Texas League with Round Rock. 12 homers, 89 runs batted in. 1-2 pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball through the hole into left field, a base hit. So Buck is aboard with a 2-out single. Batter will be Phil Hyatt, who homered his first time up, with another note on Buck's season in 2002. He had 10 games in which he drove in at least 3 runs. So once again, the Zephyrs with the tying run at first, 2 outs for Phil Hyatt, who launched the 3-2 pitch over the wall in left field his first time up. Luchek trying to become the first starter since Jason Middlebrook on May 1st to win a ball game. First pitch to Hyatt, and it sinks low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the right-hand batter, who entered this season. That home run, by the way, he hit the 291st career minor league home run for Hyatt. That's tops among active players. 1-0 pitch, low and outside. 2-0 the count. He's driven in 21 runs this year, giving him 930 minor league RBI. 2-0 the count on Hyatt. Buck a lead at first base. Now Buchek ready from the belt. The turn of the toss to first, and diving back in safely is Buck. Stingers all 4 of their runs in the top of the third. Zephyrs 1 in each of the first 3 innings so far. Now the pitch swung on, line drive towards right. That's going to land in front of Gibson for a base hit. Taking the turn at second is Buck. He'll advance to third. And runners are at the corners with 2 out as Phil Hyatt's 2 for 2 in the ballgame. And now the tying run is 90 feet away for the Zephyrs. The go-ahead run is at first, and the batter will be Jason Alfaro. Single to right field, his first time up. Alfaro now. 9 hits in 3 innings, actually 2 2/3 innings so far for the Zephyrs off of Buchek. Right now, Chris holding on to a 1-run lead at 4-3. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Buchek ready, the pitch. Line down the right field line, but slicing foul beyond the New Orleans bullpen for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, the count on Alfaro. Mentioned last night he was the defensive and offensive player of the month in August of last year here in New Orleans. He had .291 that month with 4 homers and 15 runs batted in for the offensive award, and he won the defensive award with 21 putouts, 79 assists, and he started, or helped turn, 10 double plays. 0-1 pitch on the way, check swing roller right side, and it's going to get through for a base hit. In to score the tying run is Buck, snapping at second base is Hyatt. An excuse me check swing roller through the right side, and the game is all tied at 4-4. So Alfaro's 2 for 2. Runners at first and second base. Boy, it looked like Buchek was out of the inning after the double play. There were 2 outs and nobody on base, but 3 straight singles have followed to tie the game. A quick meeting on the mound with pitching coach Rich Bombard. So now here's Rob Ryan, who singled to right his first time up. So we're back to square one, all tied at 4-4. 10 hits in the ball game now for the Zephyrs. Buchek ready to pitch. Sinks down low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The runner at second, Hyatt. Alfaro over at first with 2 outs. Now Buchek from the belt checks the runner at second. The pitch home. Slider strike on the inside corner above the knees. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Red Sox today had to place third baseman Bill Miller on the 15-day disabled list with right knee patella tendonitis. Recalling catcher DH Andy Dominique from Pawtucket. Now the 1-1. Fastball inside above the knees. 2-1 the count on Ryan. Indians signed pitcher Scott Ellerton to a minor league contract and assigned him to AAA Buffalo, the International League. Ellerton starting the year 0-6 for the Colorado Rockies before his release. Now Buchek ready, the 2-1. Fastball strike on the outside corner under the belt, 2-2. Cardinals purchased the contract of outfielder John Mabry from Memphis, optioning outfielder Colin Porter to the Grizzlies. Now Buchek ready, but glance back towards second, the 2-2. Swinging a broken bat grounder to first. Fielded on the second out by Nieves. He'll take it 3 steps to the bag, and that'll do it for the Zephyrs in the third, but they tie it up with 2 runs on 5 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base. At the end of 3, it's the Stingers 4, New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
This is ESPN Radio AM 1230, worldwide leader in sports. Citadel Broadcasting Station.
And I'll go catch those Jakes. Jakes over the top, baby. Yeah.
Let me tell you about Jakes over the top. The name comes from the insane way their monster shakes rises inches above the top of the cup. A mountain of ice cream blended with fresh fruit, nuts, candy, and cookies. Like the strawberry banana shake, the turtle shake, or the Oreo. And if you're lonesome tonight, Join me for a burger big enough for the two of us. It's called a Big Jake Burger. This hunk of burning love is 2 quarter-pound cheeseburgers. That's a half-pound of charred royal ground steak, topped with 2 slices of cheddar cheese, freshly cooked bacon, ketchup, mayo, mustard, pickles, lettuce, and tomatoes on a sesame seed bun.
It's that time of year for a fresh strawberry shake. Mounds of rich, smooth vanilla ice cream, loaded with tons of fresh strawberries and blended together. Add a fresh banana to make a whole new flavor. Get your shake today in 3 great sizes at Jake's. At Jake's, we don't stop at the top of the line.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint. If your bumper is dented, split, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair at half the cost of a body shop. Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
The 4th inning, all tied at 4. Stingers 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. New Orleans 4 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. It'll be Gary Johnson to lead things off, the only Stinger not to bat in that 4-run 3rd inning. Gary hit the ball sharply his first time up, but right at the first baseman Huffman, who turned it into a 3-6-3 double play. First pitch to Gary here. A knuckleball floats inside. Ball 1-0. Well, I guess the Stingers a little late to play in Oklahoma. They lost 2 of their key players from that series today. Gary Matthews Jr. and Chad Allen both called up due to a couple of injuries with the Rangers. 1-0 pitch. A knuckleball floats in high. Ball 2-0. Brian Jordan on the 15-day DL now with left knee inflammation, while right fielder Kevin Mench is on the disabled list now with a left oblique strain. 2-0 the count on Johnson. Fernandez pitch. Outside, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Giants recall infielder Brian Dallimore from Fresno and purchase the contract of Damon Miner from Fresno. 3-0 pitch to Johnson, and Gary takes outside, ball 4. That's the first walk issued by Jared Fernandez. And the Stingers have a runner at first base with nobody out for Casey Smith, who singled and scored last inning. So knuckleballer Jared Fernandez. In that relief appearance that he had here on Sunday afternoon, Jared really did something rare for him, as there's a strike called 0-1. He had 2 errors, I should not say Sunday, but back on the 20th, last Thursday, in his last start, he committed 2 errors in 1 game. How rare is that? He's now committed only 6 errors in his entire 11-year career. 0-1 pitch is high for a ball, 1-1. And that's over the course, major and minor leagues combined, of over 300 games. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Casey Smith. Fernandez from the stretch, the pitch. Fastball strike on the outside corner. Things 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johnson, the lead run at first for the Stingers, with nobody out here in the 4th inning of a 4-4 game. Now Fernandez sets the 1-2. Swung on and fouled. Smith reaches out to stay alive and pops it into the upper deck to the right of home plate. Win last night for New Orleans closed the gap on the all-time series. Salt Lake with an edge, 21-19. Fernandez has spent a part of each of the last 4 seasons in the big league. 2 with Cincinnati, 2 with Houston. As Smith swings and he misses at a knuckleball. He struck him out. Strikeout number 2 for Jared, and there's 1 down here in the 4th. Brings up Tom Gregorio. Robbed of extra bases and a diving backhand stop by Jason Alfaro at third his first time up. Time now to find out who's getting the cover off the ball. The PCL brought to you by Mountain Extreme Power Sports. Take it to the extreme with Mountain Extreme Power Sports in Linden, Utah. There's Johnson at first with 1 out. The pitch. High and inside to the right-hand batter. Ball one. Luis Garcia of Las Vegas has tied Calvin Pickering for the league lead in home runs with 15. Justin Leone of Tacoma, 13, tied at 12. Larry Sutton of Albuquerque, Jason DuBois of Iowa, John Mabry of Memphis, and John Knott of Portland. The 1-0 pitch. Swinging a ground ball towards the hole and through into left field, a base hit. Johnson will stop at second base, and a single for Tom Gregorio through the left side. Hit number 8 for the Stingers, who now have runners at first and second base with only one out. With the top of the fourth inning, and the two teams have already combined for 18 hits. Now here's Victor Gutierrez. He struck out swinging his first time up, took called strikes, and then went after a knuckleball that missed the strike zone by about 1.5 feet. Here's a swing and a tapper right side, could be two. Burke shovels to second for one. No relay. The ball not hit hard enough to turn two. Gutierrez was hustling down the line. So 4-6 on the force out of Gregorio at second, 2 outs. Gary Johnson advances to third on the play. And at the top of the order we go, and Javi Rodriguez, who started the string of 4 straight 2-out RBI singles in the third. He then stole second and came in on the base hit by Zach Sorensen. So runners at the corners, 2 outs. Hernandez ready to pitch. Swing and a pop-up on the infield right side. The first baseman Huffman taking charge and putting it away. About halfway down from first base towards home to retire the side. Stingers threaten, but they do not score. No runs, 1 hit, 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's all tied up. Stingers 4, New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
Why is a Built Right fence the best fence? That's easy. At Built Right Fence, they install every kind of fence. Vinyl, cedar, iron, chain link, and aluminum.
And now we can be happier with our fence in our beautiful backyard.
With Built Right, you'll find the best prices.
The materials alone were far less than the big box hardware stores.
And Built Right has the guaranteed best installers in Utah.
We got the vinyl fence we wanted and a lifetime guarantee.
Hi, this is Robert from Built Right Fence. At Built Right Fence, we design it, install it, and back it with Built Right's lifetime guarantee.
While some companies won't guarantee their installation, Built Right does. Materials and workmanship.
We called a lot of places, and Built Right was right.
More choices, best quality, best prices, and a lifetime guarantee. What could be better than that? How about your choice of a free arbor or free trellis with a complete fence installation? Call Built Right toll-free at 1-888-BUILT-RIGHT. That's right spelled with a W, as in write it down. 888-BUILT-RIGHT.
This is the last week for this special offer. Call today.
Opportunity's not just knocking, it's pounding. Right now, you can pick a new Honda, motorcycle, scooter, or ATV in stock with 0 down payment and 6.9% fixed APR for up to 5 years through American Honda Finance Corporation. And right now, you can register to win a Honda XR80R in a Big Deals Little Wheels program brought to you by Honda and Stedman's. See store for rules and details. So get down to Stedman's Recreation on Main in Tooele. Finance available to qualified buyers. New example, 16 monthly payments of $19.75 for each $1,000 finance. Offer good through May 31st, 2004. Other restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Now back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Bottom of the fourth inning in a 4-4 ball game here in New Orleans. It'll be Kyle Logan, Eric Crumpler, and Chris Burke. The 9-1 and 2 hitters are up to face right-hander Chris Buchek. Logan pops up to the second baseman Rodriguez his first time up. Swings at a fastball there and fouls it back for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike the count on left-handed hitting Kyle Logan. This Buchek delivers. Fastball inside at the belt, evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The outfield playing Logan to pull towards right. Now Buchek into his windup. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a ground foul, skipping off the dugout route, deep into the seats. On the first base side, and the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Chris Buchek, a first-round pick, 20th selection overall in 2000 out of Auburn. 1-2 pitch, swing a ground ball right at the second baseman Rodriguez, who scoops it up, double clutches, and throws to first just in time to get Kyle Logan. Rodriguez having trouble getting rid of the baseball, but finally did, and just in the nick of time to get Logan. 1 out. That'll bring up Eric Bruntlett, who's 0 for 2. Bounced into an inning-ending fielder's choice in the second inning. So Bruntlett, the batter, 1 for 3 in 3 pinch hitting performances for the Astros earlier this year. Shows bunt, takes a slider strike to the outside corner at the knees, 0-1. 7.5 minutes to go. First quarter in L.A. Lakers and T-Wolves tied at 11. 7 apiece for the point guards, Sam Cassell and Gary Payton. Now the 0-1 to Bruntlett. Swung on and top foul. First base side out of play, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Again, the Stingers at home on Friday night to open up a 4-game series with the Fresno Grizzlies. And it'll be the second big fireworks show of the season, so make plans to be out at Franklin Covey Field to kick off your Memorial Day weekend. Now the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball low. 1-2 the count on Bruntlett with Chris Burke on deck. Outfield shaded towards right for the right-hand batters. Buchek delivers. Strike 3 called. Slider on the inside corner at the knees. And Bruntlett is going up on the first strikeout of the night for Chris Buchek. Bruntlett not happy with the call. So 2 outs, nobody on for the double man, Chris Burke. He's 5 for 7 in this series, and all the hits have been doubled. So 2 outs and nobody on for Chris Burke, first-round pick 3 years ago out of Tennessee. First pitch fastball down the middle for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Burke, the Round Rock MVP last year. He led the Express in 11 different offensive categories. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss to the slider, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. It's 3-0-1 with 3 homers, 41 runs batted in. 2 outs here in the 4th inning. That was already the 70th pitch by Chris Buchek. Now the line in the 0-2. Swing and a miss at another slider. He struck him out, and Buchek works a 1-2-3 inning to hang up his first zero of the night. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Through 4. It's the Stingers 4 and New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
When it comes to big winners, nothing compares to Fort Hall Casino. Marlene Porter from Suffolk won $45,000.
I got it.
Marlene! She's got the $45,000. Don Green from Pocatello won $100,000. I won $100,000. Have you seen Fort Hall Casino's new gaming floor? It's bigger and better than ever with 200 brand new machines including Double Diamond, Game Key, Money Storm, and Castaway. Will you be our next big winner? Find out May 23rd through June 5th when Fort Hall Casino gives away $114,000. Players will be big gaming to win big cash prizes. Sign up today for your chance to win the 14th anniversary giveaway. Now more than ever, it really pays to play at Fort Hall Casino.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you so much.
Big fun, big winners. Exit 80 on 515 just north of Pocatello, Idaho. You must be 18 to play and win at Fort Hall Casino.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
Go down to the 5th fifth inning. It's a 4-4 ball game. Zach Sorensen, Will Nieves, and Alex Pelaez due up to face right-handed knuckleballer Jared Fernandez. Running up in the batter's box and swiping at it is Sorensen. He comes up empty for strike one. Sorensen 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. 1 run scored and 1 run batted in. Now the pitch. High for a ball, 1-1. Time now for our fifth inning, middle of the game reset of the New Orleans defensive alignment, courtesy of the Phone Directories Company. Cover your bases using the phone book with a beautiful cover. Or you can look up what you need at myphonedirectory.com. 1-1 to Sorensen, drops in at the knees, a strike, and it's 1-2. Bill Hyatt, Kyle Logan, and Rob Ryan in left, center, and right. Jason Alfaro at third, Eric Frontwood at short, Chris Burke at second, and Royce Huffman at first. The battery of Jared Fernandez pitching, and John Buck catching. Now the 1-2 pitch to Sorensen. Swinging a pop foul back into the left at home plate. Now remaining 1 ball and 2 strikes. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Stingers. 4 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for New Orleans. Stingers have left 3 men on base. The Zephyrs have stranded 4. The 1-2 pitch to Sorensen. Low and inside. The left-hand batter. That evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield straight away. As Fernandez deals. Swinging a foul back over the screen and out of play. Hits the railing of the upper deck and bounces around. Jose Guillen, the Angels outfielder, ripped his teammates for not backing him up after he was hit by a pitch for the 6th time this season. He thinks there should be more retaliation on the part of his pitching staff. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a foul back. Quote, I don't know how many times I've been hit, and there's been no retaliation. I'm giving everything I've got every day, playing hurt, playing in pain, and trying to win some games, and we don't get no help from nobody, end quote. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count on Sorensen. He also complained that nobody retaliated after Vladimir Guerrero got hit. 2-2 pitch, pulled on the ground, just foul outside the bag at first, so it's still 2-2. Ian was still angry after the game, even though John Lackey, the Angels starter, and manager Mike Socha were ejected in the bottom of the 6th when Lackey brushed back Simon Pond with 2 outs in the inning. And then threw a pitch that grazed his jersey. Both pitches had already been warned. Now the 2-2. Sorensen swings and lost one down the left field line. Hyatt a long run towards the bullpen, slides and makes the catch on the fair side of the strike. Nice play by Phil Hyatt to take a hit away from Zach Sorensen. 1 down here in the 5th. That'll bring up Will Nieves, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single his last time up. Angels pitcher Jared Washburn seemed surprised that Ian would go public with his complaint. Washburn said, quote, that's something between the hitters and pitchers, something that we'll discuss. One out, bases empty in a 4-4 game here in the 5th. Fernandez pitch. Swinging a ground ball. That's going to get through past the right side and past the diving Chris Burke into right field. And Will Nieves has his 2nd hit of the ball game. That's the 9th for the Stingers in the ball game. Runner at first base. 1 out. The batter will be Alex Pelaez, who's 1 for 2. 9 hits in 5 innings for the Stingers, and they've all been singles. So here's Pelaez now. Jose Guillen not very happy. Pitch in for a strike, 0-1 in that game. Casey Kotzman, the former Pro Bowl Angel, struck out for the first time in 48 career plate appearances. That's an Angels club record at the start of a career. The streak the longest since Bob Baylor began his career by going 51 plate appearances without striking out. That was over a 3-year period with Baltimore and Toronto. Tossed the first, sends Nieves back. No balls, 1 strike to count on Pelaez. The infield a double play deck. Now Fernandez set the pitch. Swinging a high bouncer over the mound. The shortstop frontlet charges gloves. only plays the first just in time to get Pelaez. Davis advances to second on the ground out, and there's 2 down here in the 5th. So here's Derek Gibson, single to center in the 2nd, lined hard to the third baseman Alfaro in the 3rd inning. Giants, more injury problems. They had to place J.T. Snow and Ray Durham on the disabled list. There's a pitch, swinging a grounder, foul outside the coach's box at third, strike 1. Snow has an injured left knee that's going to require arthroscopic surgery tomorrow. Durham has a left hamstring strain. This is his 2nd stint on the DL for that same injury. Then Brian Dallimore and Damon Minor get promoted from Fresno. 0-1 to count on Derek Gibson. Now the right-hander Fernandez ready. The pitch. Long on line in the left center field, a base hit. Here comes Nieves around third. He will score the go-ahead run on the RBI single by Derek Gibson. His 8th run batted into the year, and it's now 5-4 Salt Lake. Derek Gibson waiting patiently on that pitch and drilled it into left center field. Now here's Gary Johnson, who's grounded into a double play and walked. 10 singles for the Stingers in the ball game. First pitch to Johnson. There goes the runner. The pitch is low and gets away from Buck. Gibson will be credited with a stolen base. His first of the year. Now the Stingers again with a runner in scoring position with 2 out. Now Fernandez ready. The pitch. High and inside with a knuckleball as Johnson leans back out of the way. You might be able to hear in the background this ballpark situated near a train yard. Now the right-hander Fernandez pitch. Johnson swings. It's a ground ball right at the first baseman Huffman, who takes it on the second bounce and runs it 4 steps to the bag for the out. That retires the side. The Stingers regain the lead with 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Halfway through the scheduled 9-rounder, it's the Stingers 5 and New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
The notion of a 40-hour work week is several hours short of reality. Working long hours is a given when you run your own business, no matter what business you happen to be in. With that kind of schedule, the last thing you want to worry about is office supplies. So from paper to computers, pens to coffee, Sam's Club has the products you need for any business office. Sam Walton created Sam's Club to give small businesses the purchasing power of big businesses. That means when you shop at Sam's Club, you get everyday low costs on the supplies you need to run your office. And since it's tough to be away from your business during the day, we offer special gold key hours, early morning hours from 7 to 10, when we're open exclusively for business members. Another time saver? Our click and pull and fax and pull services let you order ahead at samsclub.com or by fax at no extra charge. We know that time and money are important to you. Helping you make the most of both is why we're here. Sam's Club. We are in business for small business.
The all-new classic country 860 AM, the Coyote. This is where Hank Jr. hangs out.
All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight.
Where Merle mixes it up.
Yeah, walking on the bike side of me.
And where Dolly does her thing. Come on in and listen to some old friends. The all-new classic country 860 AM, the Coyote.
We go to the top of the 5th inning here in New Orleans. 5-4 the score now in favor of the Stingers. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for New Orleans. Royce Huffman, Ryan Thompson, and John Buck to face right-hander Chris Butchek. Huffman 2 for 2 with a pair of run-scoring singles on the night. First pitch from Vucek is low, ball one. He missed with a slider. Chris coming off a 1-2-3 fourth inning. One ball, no strikes, the count on Huffman. The pitch. That slider misses low, ball two. 2-0 the count on Huffman. Time for our fifth inning, middle of the game reset of the Stingers defensive alignment, courtesy of the Phone Directories Company. Cover your bases using the phone book with the beautiful cover. 2-0 pitch on the way. Strike a fastball to knees, 2-1, or you can look up what you need at myphonedirectory.com. Stingers with Gary Johnson in left, Zach Sorensen in center, and Derek Gibson in right. Now Vucek ready. Here's the 2-1. Swinging a ground ball up the middle, past the outstretched glove of the shortstop Gutierrez going to his left, and Royce Huffman is 3 for 3 as he singles through the middle. 11th hit of the ball game for the Zephyrs. So runner at first base, nobody out for Ryan Thompson, who's grounded into a double play and popped into a double play. The infield for the Stingers, Alex Pelaez at third, Victor Gutierrez at short, Javier Rodriguez at second, and Wildy Davis at first. The battery of Chris Vucek pitching, and Tom Gregorio catching. Once again, the infield a double play depth. Pitch on the way. Swung on and lifted foul. Out of play down the right field side, strike one. Stingers baseball brought to you in part by Taco Maker. Try Taco Maker's new grilled ranchero pork burrito for only $2.89. Taco Maker will donate $5 to the United Way for every double play turned by the Stingers this year, with 2 tonight. They've turned 42 on the season, making the total donation $210. Now the one-strike pitch to Thompson. Fastball high and inside the right-hand batter, and that evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield straight away for the right-hand batter. Played only 29 games last year, 2 in Mexico, 27 in Mexico, and 2 at Durham. Throw to first base, and Huffman is back. 5-4 Stingers here in the fifth. New Orleans has out-hit Salt Lake 11-10. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vucek ready. The right-hander's pitch. Swinging a grounder up the middle. Backhanded by the second baseman Rodriguez. Turns and throws to first, but it won't be in time. And Thompson has himself an infield single, and the Stingers now facing a first and second nobody out situation for the Zephyrs. And the batter will be John Buck, who's 1 for 2. He singled the left and scored in the third inning. 22 hits combined by the two teams in this game. A lot of hits. The record, by the way, has out behind second base, apparently, as we were watching the play, Rodriguez making the play to his right. I said Casey Smith, but I meant Javi Rodriguez. He has bumped Victor Gutierrez, and Gutierrez went down out behind second base. Stingers trainer Adam Neville out there to make sure Victor's all right as he flexes that left leg. And looks like Gutierrez isn't going to be able to stay in the ball game. So that means Jake Thrower, who was going to have the night off, has to come into the ball game now to replace Gutierrez. See how the Stingers play it defensively. Javi Rodriguez will go to shortstop, and Jake Thrower will move over to play second base. So Thrower in for Victor Gutierrez here, so he'll bat in the number 9 spot. And play second base with the second baseman Rodriguez moving over to shortstop. But now runners at first and second, nobody out for John Buck. Anyway, the two teams have combined for 22 hits. We're in the fifth inning. The record for a Stingers game, 43 hits combined. It happened in 16 innings on August the 7th of 1995 in a 12-11 win by the Stingers. But it also happened last year on June the 28th in a 15-13 loss at home to Portland. Stingers had 18 hits to the Beavers, 25. The runners at first and second base, nobody out. Luchek delivers, and it's a fastball outside of the belt. Ball one. 1-0 the count. Certainly not what the Stingers needed there. Another injury. Ryan Speck still ways away from getting back. Luchek ready. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss over a slider. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Buck. Once again, thrower will take over for Gutierrez. That will be in the number 9 position in the batting order. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Buck. The infield a double play depth. The outfield around towards right. Luchek ready. The pitch. Fastball lifted in the air towards shallow right. Going out thrower. Gibson coming in. Derrick's there. And he'll make the catch for out number 1. Huffman will hold at second base. Thompson at first. So 1 out for Phil Hyatt. He's homered and singled in 2 plate appearances. So here's Hyatt, who has 4 hits in the first 2 games of this series. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, 5-4 Stingers. Again this weekend, Fresno in town, Friday night, Saturday night, 6:30 the starting time. 2 o'clock on Sunday, 6:30 on Monday night to wrap up the series and the brief homestand. Luchek ready. The first pitch to Hyatt. Fastball high, ball 1. 1-0 the count of the right-hand batter in his 15th professional season. Turned 35 back on May 1st. One ball, no strikes. The count on Hyatt as Luchek delivers. Strike as he paints the outside corner knee high with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the infield, a double play depth. Hyatt certainly a candidate to turn 2 on a ground ball. That's someone. 1-1 the count. Luchek ready. The kick and the pitch. Missed high with a changeup. 2-1 the count on Hyatt. Then after the brief homestand, Stingers hit the road. They'll play 4 at Tucson, looking at the Sidewinders for the first time, and then they'll wrap up their season series at Fresno. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way to Hyatt. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Good heater, good location away from the right-hand batter. Hyatt checking with the home plate umpire Moser to find out whether or not he would have called that a strike had he not swung at it. A lot of times the umpires will just say yes to make the hitters feel better, I guess. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Luchek with a glance back at the pitch home. Swinging a foul. That one knocking the mask off the face of catcher Tom Gregorio. Tom will check to make sure all of his fillings are in place. Five to 4 Stingers here in the 5th. But the Zephyrs have runners at first and second, 1 out. Salt Lake trying to snap a 7-game losing streak, the longest in franchise history. Now Luchek ready. Here's the 2-2 to Hyatt. Swinging a ground ball right side. Thrower's got it. Goes to second. That's 1. No chance for the relay as the sliding Thompson takes Rodriguez out of the play. So it'll be a fielder's choice. 4-6. 2 outs. Huffman now at third, representing the tying run. High at first, the batter, Jason Alfaro. He's 2 for 2. A 2-out RBI single his last time up that at the time tied the game at 4-4. Right now it's 5-4 Salt Lake. With runners at first and third, 2 outs. Now Buchek ready. The right-hander kicks the first pitch to Alfaro as a fastball outside of the knees. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. They're going crazy in Canada. Calgary leading Tampa Bay 3-0 in the second period of Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Now Buchek from the belt, the 1-0. Swung on, lifted in the air towards right. Gibson coming on. He'll get there and put it away with a shoulder-high grab to retire the side as Buchek works out of trouble here in the 5th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. The Zephyrs strand 2, and at the end of 5, it's the Stingers 5 and New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
You asked for it. Now at Upper Limit Fitness, we're pleased to announce that our new clearance zone is in all 3 of our stores. The Upper Limit Clearance Zone is a store within a store, bursting at the seams with fantastic savings on new and used quality fitness equipment. You'll discover unbelievable savings on strength equipment, treadmills, bikes, free weights, and gyms. You'll find reconditioned exercise equipment with factory warranty, special deals on benches and bikes, dumbbell racks up to 70% off, Olympic 300-pound sets with base and weight as low as $119, with weight plates for under 30 cents a pound. Our clearance zone is a great place to save on quality fitness equipment, new and used, demos and odds and ends. Check out the great deals on top quality treadmills, bikes, home gyms, and free weights, all at huge clearance zone discounts. Come into any Upper Limit location and look for the clearance zone sign and get ready to save. Upper Limit Fitness, 815 West 2400 South in Salt Lake, 1345 South State in Orem, and at the corner of Antelope and Hillfield Road in Layton.
Spring is here, and that means shorter nights. But just because there's more daylight doesn't mean you don't still need better everyday lighting. Your local Ace Hardware stores and GE Lighting can help. GE Lighting has replaced the ordinary incandescent bulb with the new Reveal bulb. Reveal bulbs make colors so crisp, clean, that you truly see the difference. Guaranteed. Reveal bulbs from GE Lighting at your local Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place.
Tom Gregorio and Jake Thrower due up here in the top of the 6th inning. Stingers with a 1-run lead here, facing knuckleballer Jared Fernandez. Casey Smith has singled, scored a run, and he is struck out. Fernandez ready. First pitch to Smith is a knuckleball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Let's find out what else is happening under the lights tonight at the PCL and Major League Baseball. Brought to you by GE Lighting and the new Reveal light bulb. Smith takes another knuckler in for a strike, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. You can check out the Reveal bulb at your locally owned Ace Hardware store. No balls, 2 strikes the count on Smith as Fernandez deals. Swing and a miss at a knuckleball. He struck him out. 3rd strikeout for Fernandez. 2nd time he has fanned Smith, and there's 1 down here in the 6th. That'll bring up Tom Gregorio, who's 1 for 2. He singled to left field his last time up. This afternoon, Memphis came back from a 7-1 deficit at Sacramento to beat the River Cats 9-8. Fernandez ready. The first pitch to Gregorio. Knuckler in for a strike, and it's 0-1. In the 6th at Oklahoma, Edmonton leads the Redhawks 4-1. 3rd inning at Colorado Springs, Las Vegas is up on the Sky Sox 2-0. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 5 straight strikes from Fernandez to open up the 6th. Iowa at Tacoma, delayed by rain after 1 in Albuquerque. Tucson giving Mike Gosling a 4-run lead at 4-0 at the end of 1. 0-2 pitch, swinging a ground ball on 2 hops to 3rd. Alfaro to his left, scoops and fires, and there's 2 down here in the 6th. Gregorio retired. That'll bring up Jake Thrower, batting for the first time in the ball game since replacing Gutierrez. Thrower comes in batting .255, 13 doubles and 17 runs batted in. He was 1 for 3 with a 2-run double last night. Talking to him before the game, smiling and happy that finally a hard hit ball dropped in for somebody. Nashville at Fresno, Omaha at Portland. That will be later on. Pitch on the way. Knuckleball dances in for a strike, and it's 0-1. In the American League, they've gone into extra innings at Cleveland. It's the Mariners 4 and the Indians 4. Hernandez ready, the 0-1. Swinging a ground ball. Back at it on a diving effort by Huffman at first. Gets up, spins, and tosses to Fernandez on the underhand lead to retire the side. Nice play by Royce Huffman. 3 up and 3 down go the Stingers for the first time in a true 3 up, 3 down fashion. After 5 1/2 innings of play, it's the Stingers 5 and New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
This weekend, there comes a sale so large, it's been 25 years in the making. Announcing the Larry H. Miller 20th Anniversary Delta 500. The biggest used car sale of them all happens during 4 big days at 3 easy locations. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Visit the Delta 500 in Salt Lake at the Delta Center, in Sandy at the Southtown Mall, and in Linden at the new Lexus of Linden Delta 515 exit 276. Choose from over 1,200 vehicles. Get interest rates as low as 3.9%. And do the winter trip for 2 to the Brickyard 400. And with every purchase, get a dinner and a movie entertainment package featuring 10 movie passes to the Megaplex Theaters, 10 passes to the Cricket Super Screen, and 10 dinners to the Mayan. Don't miss the biggest car sale in 25 years. Larry H. Miller's 25th Anniversary Delta 500. Thursday from 10 till 9, Friday and Saturday from 9 till 9, and Monday from 10 till 6. After all, you know this guy.
Keep up and running with Winter Fix support this season. Winter Fix is going on right now at Butters Tractors in Tremont. It's the perfect time to take care of all your postseason equipment maintenance and repairs. You'll receive valuable discounts on the parts and services you need to get ready for the upcoming season, including New Holland batteries, oils, and filters. Plus, when you see the New Holland plan for a minimum $1,000 purchase of genuine New Holland parts and service, you'll make no payments and pay no interest until February 2003. Hurry into Butters Tractors in Tremont today for Winter Fix savings, subject to credit qualifications.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Stingers out in front by a score of 5-4. It'll be Rob Ryan, Kyle Logan, and Eric Bruntlett. The 8-9-1 hitters due up in the New Orleans batting order in case Buchek gets into trouble. Joe Peralta is up and throwing in the Stingers bullpen. Ryan 1 for 2. First pitch swinging. He fouls the fastball back for a strike, and it's 0-1. Finishing up that scoreboard, Seattle and Cleveland tied 4-4 in the 10th. Home run for Cleveland and former Buzz third baseman Casey Blake. Now the 0-1 to Ryan. Fastball up and into the left-hand batter. And the count's even at 1-1. After a rain delay, they've resumed in Baltimore. The Yankees leading the Orioles 2-0. John Lieber pitching for New York in that one. Bottom of the 7th at Boston. The Red Sox pounding Oakland 11-2. 1-1 pitch on the way. Grounded foul towards the first base dugout. 1-2 the count. Manny Ramirez has his 12th home run for the Red Sox. Mark Bellhorn is 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning at Chicago. Texas leading the White Sox 4-2. Mark Teixeira, Herbert Perry have homered for Texas. Frank Thomas for Chicago. The 1-2 pitch is lined and just foul. Out of the reach of the first baseman, Nieves, down near the New Orleans bullpen. So the count on Ryan remains 1-2. Bottom of the 7th at Kansas City. The Tigers and the Royals are tied 2-2. And Tampa Bay knocked off Minnesota 6-1. Victor Zambrano, the winner, 4-4. Kyle Lohse, the loser, 1-4. Justin Morneau with his 2nd home run for Minnesota. Julio Lugo is 5th for the Devil Rays. Here's a swing and a ground ball. Fakes it into right field as that one split the difference between take thrower, the second baseman, and the first baseman, Will Nieves. So Ryan has his 2nd hit of the ball game, and that is the 13th base knock for the Zephyrs in the contest. So runner at first, nobody out. The batter, Kyle Logan, is 0 for 2. He's popped to second and grounded to second base. National League in the 8th at New York. The Mets lead the Phillies 5-0. Mike Piazza with his 10th home run of the year for New York. Runner at first base, nobody out. Elias in at third as Buchek delivers. No sign of a bunt as Logan takes a fastball strike in the outside corner at the knees, 0-1. Cincinnati continues to roll. They beat Florida 5-2. Paul Wilson now 7-0 for the Reds. Josh Beckett drops to 4-4. Barry Larkin and Ken Griffey homer for the Reds. Go to first, the runner's back. I believe that puts Junior now just 8 home runs shy of 500 for his career. Out of the 5th in Milwaukee, the Brewers trailed the Dodgers 4-2. 7th inning at Houston, the Astros lead the Cubs 4-0. Orlando Palmeiro and Lance Berkman have homered for Houston. Now the 0-1 pitch to Logan. Fastball just a little bit low on the outside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. In the 3rd in Denver, Colorado leads San Diego 5-2. Royce Clayton with his 5th home run for the Rockies. Ojeda has homered for the Padres. Later, Arizona at San Francisco. Now the 1-1 pitch to Logan. Instead, the throw to first, and Ryan dives back in safely. Montreal beats the Braves 3-1. Toma Oka, the winner, 2-5. Horacio Ramirez, the loser, 2-4. Rocky Biddle with his 10th save. 3 homers for the Expos down in San Juan. Batista his 3rd, Rivera his 2nd, and Chavez his 2nd. Pirates and Cardinals were rained out in St. Louis. In the NBA, 5:05 to go in the first half in Los Angeles. The Lakers lead the T-Wolves by 4, 34-30. Swing and a miss to the slider. And the count's 1-2 on Logan. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the left-hand batter. Elias now dropping back at third. After 2 periods in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, Calgary leads Tampa Bay 3-0. Here it's 5-4. Stingers, a runner at first, nobody out for the Zephyrs. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Buchek ready, the 1-2. Sharply hit liner, past the outstretched glove of Rodriguez into center field for a base hit. Tapping at second base is Ryan. So back-to-back singles to open the 6th. The ball left the bat of Logan. Looks like Rodriguez might have a play, but I think it got out there quicker than Javi expected, and he really didn't get extended on that ball. And now runners at first and second, nobody out as the bottom of the order has set the table for the Zephyrs. But the batter will be Eric Bruntlett, who's 0 for 3. The infield expecting Bruntlett to bunt, particularly with Bruntlett being 0 for 8 in this series so far. So Elias in at third, likewise Nieves at first. Now Buchek bearing down, the right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Bruntlett squares, pulls the bat back as he takes a fastball high, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Outfield shaded around towards right for Bruntlett, who was very consistent last year. He hit .259 in 84 games at AAA New Orleans, and he hit .259 in 31 games for the Astros. That was his major league debut. 3 doubles, a homer, and 4 runs batted in. 1 ball to count on Bruntlett. Again, the corners pitching in, expecting the bunt. Buchek ready. No sign of a bunt. The runners go. Swinging the ground to the third. Backhanded by Pelaez. Races to third. Not in time. Throws to first in time. Boy, without the runners going, that's a sure double play. Pelaez backhanding the ball. Raced to third, but was beaten by Ryan, who was on the run. But Pelaez wise enough to realize the situation as the ball was hit right at him and very sharply that he had time to turn around and throw Bruntlett out at first base. So 1 out, but now the tying run is 90 feet away. And the go-ahead runs at second. That ground ball coming on Buchek's 100th pitch of the night. And now here's Chris Burke, who has 2 doubles and a strikeout. And now Tom Gregorio out in front of the plate, going out to the mound to talk with Buchek. Mike Brumley angling his way towards the dugout step. That may be all for Buchek, although Brumley has not left the dugout as of yet. Joel Peralta ready when need be. And now up comes Mike Brumley out of the dugout. That's going to be all for Chris Buchek, who gamely threw 100 pitches tonight. It wasn't all there for him, but he certainly battled his way through it. And now it's up to the bullpen, as Joel Peralta will come on with runners at second and third and only 1 out. This shakeup from the Stingers lineup brought to you by Jake's Over the Top. Enjoy a Jake's Over the Top shake. This month's shake of the month is a fresh strawberry shake. So we'll give you the numbers on Joel Peralta when we return after this 1-minute timeout for a pitching change here on ESPN 1230.
Right in a frickin' helmet.
This is ESPN Radio AM 1230, the worldwide leader in sports.
It's right now.
Citadel Broadcasting Station.
From the backyard to the fields and the back 40, Greenline Equipment has the John Deere equipment you need. The John Deere L100 series are the best in their class. And right now, with introductory payments starting at just $29 a month, you can afford the best. Speaking of the best, the John Deere 2210 compact utility tractor has a 23-horsepower liquid-cooled diesel engine, shift-on-the-go 4-wheel drive, and optional quick-park loader that attaches and detaches in minutes. It's a utility tractor that's built for the long haul, and it's priced right, starting with introductory payments at just $139 per month. Stop dreaming. Start doing during deer season at Greenline Equipment, with locations in Layton, Salt Lake, and Springville.
If you think I demand perfection from our players on the court, you should visit with knowledgeable professionals at Greenline Equipment. Whether you're cutting your lawn, 10,000 acres of hay, they have the right equipment for your job.
Peralta comes on with runners at second and third and 1 out, trying to protect a 1-run lead. For Peralta, this will be his 18th appearance of the year. In 21 2/3 innings, he's given up 16 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned. He has struck out 31 and walked 5. Peralta 3-0 with a 2.91 earned run average. PCL batting .198 against right-hander Joel Peralta, who's allowed 1 of 8 runners inherited this year to score. And first batters faced so far are 1 for 17 against Peralta. Big batter here for him against Chris Burke, who's been on a tear over the last week or so. There's 5 doubles in the first 2 games of this series. Breaking ball from Peralta. This is outside of the knees, ball 1. First base is open. Runner at third base, Ryan the tying run. Logan at second base, the lead run. Peralta ready, the 1-0. Slider misses low and outside, a ball, 2-0. Even with first base open, and if he is pitching around him, the dangerous Royce Huffman is on deck. All he has done tonight is 3 for 3. He came into this ball game tied for 7th in the league in batting average. 2 balls, no strikes, the count on Burke. Infield back, they'll concede the tying run on the ground ball to get the out. The 2-0 pitch. Slider struck on the outside corner at the knees, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. Outfield straight away for the right-hand batter. Peralta ready to pitch. Fastball high, ball 3. 3-1 the count. A wide one would load him up. Peralta has not walked the first batter faced yet this year coming into this at bat. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now Peralta from the belt, the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air to right. Derek Gibson coming on to make the catch. Tagging at third is Ryan. Here he comes. Here comes the throw, and he's going to be out at the plate on a lunging tag by Tom Gregorio, and the Stingers still have the lead. A one-hop throw for Gibson in right field over on the first base side at home. Gregorio grabbed it and dived forward to try to put the tag on Ryan's foot before he crossed the plate, and he did so. Good play at both ends. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. At the end of 6, it's the Stingers 5 and New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
Tim Kelly meets out of Murray. As they round the first corner, Tim Kelly meets out of Murray, getting quickly, offering up to $4,500 off any vehicle. Conker's in trouble. He's running out of gas. Tim Kelly meets out of Murray, moving ahead by offering 1 year of gas with purchase. Tim Kelly meets out of Murray, takes the inside track and punches Conker by offering tires for life and lifetime oil changes. As they round the back corner, it's Peter in the lead with Tim Kelly meets out of Murray, making his move by matching your down payment up to $3,000. As they reach the home stretch, Peter is sputtering. It's Tim Kelly meets out of Murray. Hang off your trade and now offering 0 sales tax. By a mile, the winner is Tim Kelly meets out of Murray.
You too can be a winner by taking advantage of huge savings this weekend only at Tim Kelly Nissan of Murray. You'll find 500 new Nissans and over 250 used vehicles. Tim Kelly Nissan of Murray will match any competitor's price. You'll also save with financing as low as 0.9% OAC.
And no payments until June.
Tim Kelly Nissan of Murray, 4528 South State.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
Finally move along to the 7th inning. Derek Gibson throw and Tom Gregorio's tag at the plate, protecting the 1-run lead for the Stingers as they still have a 5-4 advantage. Top of the order due up. Rodriguez on the knuckleball, bunts it foul at the third base side for strike 1. Javi Rodriguez, 1 for 3 with an RBI single back in the third. And no balls, 1 strike the count on Rodriguez against Jared Fernandez. New Orleans bullpen is quiet. The pitch into the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game for our Stingers Ace Hardware MHP, the most helpful player of the game. Brought to you by your locally owned Ace Hardware store. Ace, the helpful place. The 1-1 pitch, knuckleballer, popped up, shallow left center, racing out front with the shortstop, can't get to it. It drops beyond him and in front of the center fielder, Logan. And Javi Rodriguez has his second hit of the ball game. Hit number 11 for the Stingers. We'll have a runner at first base and nobody out. That'll bring up Jack Sorensen, who's 2 for 3 with a run scored and a run batted in. TCL announced its Players of the Week for the week ending this Sunday, May 23rd. J.R. House of Nashville, the batter of the week. He hit .526, 10 for 19. 3 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, and 5 runs batted in. Knuckleball bunted in the air behind home plate, but out of the reach of John Buck. Former Salt Lake Buzz closer Tony Fiore throwing down in the New Orleans bullpen. Pitcher of the week, the lefty Travis Blackley from Tacoma, who in 2 starts for the Rainiers last week went 2-0 with a 0.69 earned run average, giving up just 1 earned run in 13 innings, 5 hits, 6 walks, and 10 strikeouts. So those are the PCL Players of the Week for last week. The 0-1 pitch outside at the knees, a ball, 1-1. Stingers have not had a Player of the Week since 2002. That's the 90th pitch, by the way, for Fernandez. One ball, 1 strike to count on Sorensen. The pitch, swing, and a foul into the glove. The catcher Buck for a strike, and it's 1-2. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Stingers. 4 runs, 14 hits, and no errors for the Zephyrs. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Sorensen. Fernandez ready. The pitch. There goes the runner. The pitch is popped up foul. Third base side out of play. So Rodriguez, who had a stolen base earlier today, will have to head back to first. Top of the 7th inning here. Zephyrs took a 2-0 lead with 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Stingers strung together 4 straight hits with 2 outs, all driving in runs, putting the Stingers ahead 4-2, only to have the Zephyrs tie it with 2 in the bottom of the third. Stingers scored a run in the 5th, and that's where we stand at 5-4 Salt Lake. Fernandez tosses over to first, driving Rodriguez back into the bag. Gentle breeze still blowing out here on a rather comfortable night here in New Orleans. One and 2 the count on Sorensen. Now the pitch. Up high for a ball, 2-2. You look out at the mound at home plate. You have 3 Salt Lake kids out there. Fernandez pitching, Buck catching, and Sorensen at the plate. Jared last year said one of the keys has always been talent there. It was an area that really wasn't scouted very much. Now it is. Throw to first base and the runner's back. 2 other games tonight had Salt Lake area natives as starting pitchers. Mike Gosling for Tucson and Ryan Jensen for Fresno. 2 balls, 2 strikes the pitch. Way outside and high with a knuckleball, ball 3. Fills the count at 3-2. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rodriguez likely will be on the move here. Fernandez ready. The payoff pitch. There goes the runner. The pitch is popped up on the infield. Rodriguez will get back to first as the second baseman Burt calls everybody out about halfway between the mound and second base. And that's out number 1. So Sorensen retired, and that'll bring up Will Nieves, who's 2 for 3 with a pair of runs scored and 1 run batted in. As the game goes on, the outfielders creeping in closer to the infield out there. It's tough to drop one in front of an outfielder right now. Pitch on the way, pitch out, snap throw to first, and Rodriguez gets back in safely. 1 ball, the count on Will Nieves. Good idea on the part of the Zephyrs, but fortunately Rodriguez was not on the move on the play and was able to get back to first base as well. 1 ball, no strikes. Now Fernandez pitch. The knuckleball chopped toward third and off the glove of Alfaro down the left field line. Racing for third is Rodriguez as the left fielder Hyatt tracks it down. And into second base is Nieves. See how they rule it. Alfaro going to his right. Tried to backhand the ball, deflected off his glove at the left field. Nieves credited with a double, his 6th of the year. And so now the Stingers have runners at second and third, 1 out as they look to add to their 1-run lead. Now here's Alex Pelaez, 1 for 3 with an RBI single. And now Chris Maloney, the New Orleans manager, pops out of the first base dugout. That may be all for Jared Fernandez. Tony Fiore has been warming up down in the New Orleans bullpen. As Maloney makes the long walk out to the mound from the first base dugout. A lot of foul territory here in New Orleans. Maloney with his left hand up on the shoulder of John Buck. His right hand on the left shoulder of Jared Fernandez, and he tells both of them that they're staying in. Well, Chris Buck would, but Fernandez staying in the ball game. The runners at second and third, 1 out. So a big opportunity for the Stingers to add to their lead here in the 7th inning. They're up 5-4 in an effort to try to snap this franchise record 7-game losing streak. So Pelaez the hitter, an RBI single for Alex. Back in the third. Fernandez pitched. The knuckleball dances outside. Ball one. 1-0 the count. The outfield straight away. The infield back except Alfaro. He's in on the edge of the grass at third. The 1-0. Knuckleball tapped toward third. Here comes the runner. Here comes the throw, and he's going to be out as Rodriguez tries to barrel over John Buck, but he lost it. Fielder's choice, 5-2. Bang, bang play at the plate, but Buck hanging on as the 5'11", 180-pound Rodriguez barreled into the 6'3", 220-pound John Buck. And now that's going to be all for Jared Fernandez, as there's runners at first and third now with 2 out. And Tony Fiore will be coming into the ball game. We'll tell you about Tony's numbers on the year when we return following this 1-minute timeout for a pitching change here on ESPN 1230.
You asked for it. Now at Upper Limit Fitness, we're pleased to announce that our new clearance zone is in all 3 of our stores. The Upper Limit Clearance Zone is a store within a store, bursting at the seams with fantastic savings on new and used quality fitness equipment. You'll discover unbelievable savings on strength equipment, treadmills, bikes, free weights, and gyms. You'll find reconditioned exercise equipment with factory warranty, special deals on benches and bikes, dumbbell racks up to 70% off, Olympic 300-pound sets with base and weight as low as $119, with weight plates for under 30 cents a pound. Our clearance zone is a great place to save on quality fitness equipment, new and used, demos and odds and ends. Check out the great deals on top quality treadmills, bikes, home gyms, and free weights, all at huge clearance zone discounts. Come into any Upper Limit location and look for the clearance zone sign and get ready to save. Upper Limit Fitness, 815 West 2400 South in Salt Lake, 1345 South State in Orem, and at the corner of Antelope and Hillfield Road in Layton.
Tony Fiore on the pitch now for New Orleans. He'll inherit runners at first and third with 2 outs. Fiore making his 12th appearance of the year, his 11th out of the bullpen. In 20 2/3 innings, he's given up 24 hits, 9 runs, all earned. He has struck out 13 and walked 6. He's hit a batter, thrown 2 wild pitches, and given up 1 home run. Fiore 2-1 with a 3.92 earned run average. The PCL batting .308 against right-hander Tony Fiore. Fiore's last appearance out of the bullpen was on Sunday against Edmonton. 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs allowed, with 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Fiore missed 2 weeks with a flexor muscle injury. Runners at first and third, 2 out for Derek Gibson, 2 for 3 with an RBI single his last time up to put the Stingers out in front. Fiore with 19 saves for the Buzz in 1999. Take the third, look to first, and the runner's back. At one point early in the middle of the season, I should say, he went 13 consecutive scoreless innings pitched out of the bullpen. But he struggled down the stretch. Now the first pitch to Gibson. Swing and a miss at a fastball, strike 1. That probably looked 120 miles per hour after watching the knuckleballer Fernandez to 7 innings. But Fiore struggled down the stretch, and in the 5th and deciding game of the first-round playoff series with Vancouver, Fiore came into close with a 2-run lead in the 9th, and by the time the inning was over, the Buzz were down by 2. As Gibson swings and misses out in front of a changeup, but it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the Buzz lost to Vancouver. The Canadians en route to the PCL title and the AAA World Series championship in that team's final year in Vancouver before relocating to Sacramento. Now the 0-2 pitch to Gibson. Swing and a tap foul behind home plate as Derek got a piece of it to stay alive. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third base, Nieves. Pelaez at first. The 0-2. Long on in line down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Rolling towards the corner. Nieves will score. Racing for third, Pelias. He's being waved on in. He will score. Racing for third, Gibson, and he's in there standing up. 2 runs come in, and the Stingers now lead it 7-4 on a 2-run triple by Derek Gibson. And the Stingers have themselves a little breathing room here. So Derek Gibson comes through with a 2-out, 2-run triple. That's for Derek, his first 3-bagger of the year. He now has 3 runs batted in. He's done it with his bat, and he's done it with his arm. So now a runner at third, 2 out. The batter, Gary Johnson, the pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. That closes the books on Fernandez. 6 2/3 innings, 12 hits allowed, 7 runs, all of them earned, 3 strikeouts, a walk, and a wild pitch. Now the 1-0. Check swing bouncer foul to the seats behind the third base dugout. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. That triple by Gibson, the 13th hit of the night for the Stingers. One and 1 the count on Johnson. As the pitch comes home. Swing and a miss out in front of a changeup, 1-2. By the way, that was our Geico Insurance run of the game. The first time the Stingers go up by 2 runs or more after the 5th inning, that's the Geico Insurance run. Rex Olson, your local Geico rep, will donate $10 to the Air Force Fund for every Geico Insurance run of the game. Now the 1-2 pitch, changeup outside, 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Now the pitch low and inside to the left-hand batter, and that's ball 3. The count on Johnson's full at 3-2. 2 years ago, Fiore made a 1 appearance for the Twins against Oakland in the ALDS. Gave up 3 earned runs on 4 hits and an inning and a third. Strike 3 called. A changeup on the outside corner to knees, and that retires the side. The Stingers had their lead with 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 runner left on the base paths. It's 7th inning stretch time here in New Orleans, brought to you by Upper Limit Fitness. Now with 3 locations, Salt Lake, Orem, and Layton. Upper Limit Fitness will help you stretch a little further. After 6.5, it's now the Stingers 7 and New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
Why is a Built Right fence the best fence? That's easy. At Built Right Fence, they install every kind of fence. Vinyl, cedar, iron, chain link, and aluminum.
And now we can be happier with our fence in our beautiful backyard.
With Built Right, you'll find the best prices.
The materials alone were far less than the big box hardware stores.
And Built Right has the guaranteed best installers in Utah.
We got the vinyl fence we wanted and a lifetime guarantee.
Hi, this is Robert from Built Right Fence. At Built Right Fence, we design it, install it, and back it with Built Right's lifetime guarantee.
While some companies won't guarantee their installation, Built Right does. Materials and workmanship.
We called a lot of places, and Built Right was right.
More choices, best quality, best prices, and a lifetime guarantee. What could be better than that? How about your choice of a free arbor or free trellis with a complete fence installation? Call Built Right toll-free at 1-888-BUILT-RIGHT. That's right spelled with a W, as in write it down. 888-BUILT-RIGHT.
This is the last week for this special offer. Call today.
Stingers now lead by 3 at 7-4. Joe Peralta to face Royce Huffman, Ryan Thompson, and John Buck. First pitch on the way. Fastball to Huffman over for a strike, 0-1. Huffman 3 for 3, all singles with 2 runs batted in. They're leading 7-4 here in the 7th inning. As Peralta deals, the fastball popped up foul. First base side out of play, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Final line on Vucek, 5 1/3 innings, 14 hits, 4 runs, all earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and a home run allowed. Now Peralta ready to pitch. Fastball high, 1-2 the count on Huffman. Well, the Stingers now taking a look. All 7 runs have come on 2-out hits. Swinging a foul back into the screen. 1-2 the count. And the team hitting .228 coming into the night, with runners in scoring position at 2 out. Now Peralta into his windup. The 1-2 to Huffman. Missed high with a fastball. 2-2 the count. On the right-hand batter, Royce Huffman, 6th year of professional ball out of TCU. 12th round pick of the Astros in 1999. Outfield shaded towards right for Huffman as Peralta starts his windup for the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball, foul. Bobbled by Chris Maloney over in the coach's box at third. Startled when I told him the pregame that he had collected his 800th minor league managerial win the other day. Hadn't realized it, and nobody here with the ball club realized it either. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Peralta's pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called on the outside corner at the knees, and Huffman knew it. 1 down here in the 7th. Peralta with his first strikeout. That is the 3rd by Stingers pitching in the ball game. 1 out. Here's Ryan Thompson, who's 1 for 3. Reached out an infield single his last time up. There's a pitch. Fastball inside. Leans Thompson back out of the way. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield straight away for the right-handed hitting Thompson. The pitch. Ball went outside. 2-0 the count. Thompson spent 1 year playing in Japan. Played for Fukuoka in 1998. One of 18 professional seasons for Ryan Thompson. Now the 2-0. Swinging a high, towering fly ball, shallow right. The second baseman thrower out. Called off for the right fielder Gibson coming in who makes the catch for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the Zephyrs 7th. That'll bring up John Buck, who's 1 for 3. Flied out to Gibson and right his last time up. So here is Buck with 2 outs and nobody on base. Joe Peralta's retired. All 3 batters he's faced so far. The pitch swing and a miss to the fastball away. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Peralta 5'11", 116. His 7th year. Signed as a free agent back in February of '99 by the Angels. The 0-1 pitch. Swing a one-hopper off the glove of Peralta, who slows it down. The second baseman thrower has no play. If Joel doesn't get a glove on it, that's probably an out, but he's unable to control it. It'll be a single off his glove, and that's the 15th hit of the ball game for New Orleans. First hit off of Peralta. And so now a runner at first base, 2 out. And the batter will be Phil Hyatt, who's 2 for 3, putting a solo homer back in the 2nd inning. Now Peralta ready. From the belt, the pitch. Swing. And a foul back, strike one. 0-1 the count. Stingers, as a team tonight, a season high 4 stolen bases. Their previous high was 3. Taking advantage of the knuckleballer Fernandez tonight. Time call as Peralta asks for and receives a new baseball from home plate umpire Casey Moser. No balls, 1 strike the count. Peralta from the belt, the pitch. Fastball high, and the count's even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield straight away for the veteran Hyatt. 25 homers, 89 RBI for Iowa last year. 1-1 pitch, swing, and a miss at a high heater, and the count's 1-2. Hyatt, .216 hitter lifetime in the majors in 170 games with Kansas City, Detroit, and L.A. 2-time AAA MVP in the PCL in 2001 with Las Vegas and the International League in 1996 with Toledo. Time called as the catcher Gregorio goes out to have a word with Peralta. So the meeting on the mound continues, and now Gregorio heads back towards the home plate area. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the right-hand batter. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Stingers out in front, 7-4. Now Peralta from the belt, the 1-2 pitch. He went around on a high heater. He struck him out, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We move along to the 8th inning here in New Orleans. It's the Stingers 7 and the Zephyrs 4 on ESPN 1230.
Now, back to you're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
If you need car insurance, your local Geico Direct Insurance professional is here for you. There are definite advantages to having a local insurance representative. You can't beat the service, and it's nice to know a real live person is around to answer your questions. That's why Geico Direct has a local office in Layton, staffed with professionals who know the insurance business just as well as they know the neighborhood. Call your Geico professional today. No matter what you need, you can be sure it will be well done. Call 298-9336. That's 298-9336, right here in Layton.
Mortgage rates have gone up. Hi, this is Scott Forster with Alta Mortgage Group. Mortgage rates have increased recently, so at Alta Mortgage Group, we've created a new program which offers a rock-bottom fixed interest rate for up to 7 years that is flexible enough to allow you to pay a normal payment based on 10, 15, 20, or 30-year mortgage payments. Or just take a breather and just pay the interest rate you choose. This program sometimes cuts your mortgage payment in half. These rates are so low you'll have to call 628-9400 for a quote. We can also correct inaccurate credit scores that are making you pay higher interest rates on your loan. This problem of inaccurate credit scores is costing consumers millions of dollars per year. Let us help you today. We can help you correct these credit problems. Call 628-9400. That's 628-9400. Or visit us on the web at alphamortgagegroup.com. We are here to help you.
Well, we go to the 8th inning here at Zephyr Field in Metairie, Louisiana, just outside of New Orleans. It'll be Casey Smith, Tom Gregorio, and Jake Brewer to face right-hander Tony Fiore. The final line is now in on Jared Fernandez. He went 6 2/3 innings, gave up 12 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 3 walks and a strikeout, 3 strikeouts and a walk, 1 wild pitch. Casey Smith, the batter, takes low, ball 1. Smith 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. That was back in the 3rd. Now the 1-0. A little bit outside of the knees, ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. Fiore's pitch. Low and outside a ball. 3-0 the count. Tony Fiore, 6'4", 220 in his 13th year, delivers a strike 3-1. Signed as a free agent by Houston back in December. Last year he appeared in 21 games for the Twins, going 1-1 with a 5.50 earned run average. And there's a breaking ball that misses low and outside, and that's ball 4. And so Smith's aboard with a leadoff walk. So 1 on, nobody out for Tom Gregorio, who's 1 for 3. At AAA Rochester for Phil Ruth, Fiore, 16 appearances, 11 starts, with a 5-6 record. A runner at first base, nobody out. Fiore's pitch, cut at and missed. A breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Outfield, straight away for the right-handed batter. Infield, double play depth as Fiore delivers. Fastball outside, evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stingers trying to avoid going 10 games below 500, which would equal their low watermark in franchise history. Now Fiore ready to pitch. There goes the runner. Curveball swing and a miss. Throw to second base, and that's not in time. And the Stingers with their 5th stolen base of the contest. A season high. The count on Gregorio, 1 ball and 2 strikes. A 1 and 2 on Gregorio with a runner in scoring position. Now the pitch. Swung on and lifted down the left field line, hooking away from the left fielder. High it flies. He can't make the catch. It's off his glove and into the corner. Smith will score. Gregorio to second base with an RBI double. And the Stingers now lead it by a score of 8-4. Gregorio's second double and his 11th run batted in. So now the Stingers have a 4-run lead here in the 8th. Now here's Jake Thrower, 0 for 1 since coming into the ball game. The Stingers trying to bust their streak, trying to do it in a big way here. Thrower the batter with a runner at second base. Nobody out. And Fiore steps off. Gregorio at second, nobody out. Thrower the hitter, Fiore the pitcher. Bullpens are quiet right now. Now the pitch. Swing a ground ball and back to first, and fair, scooped up by Huffman. The lead toss to Fiore covering in time for the out. On the play, Gregorio goes to third. So with that, 3-1 put out, 1 away into the top of the order now, and Javier Rodriguez is 2 for 4. Singled last time up, but eventually was thrown out at the plate on a ground ball to third. So here's Rodriguez now. Infield in all the way around now with a runner at third base and 1 out. The pitch. Breaking ball into the dirt. Good stop for the catcher, Buck, to keep Gregorio from breaking in from third base. The count is ball 1. Want to know the count? Then the Stingers back home Friday to open up a brief 4-game homestand with the Fresno Grizzlies. Big fireworks show on Friday night. 1-0 pitch on the way, and Rodriguez flips the ball into shallow right. Coming over is Ryan to make the catch. Gregorio will tag at third and hold as Ryan's throw comes in on 1 hop to the plate. So Rodriguez flies out, 2 down. The batter will be Zach Sorensen, who's 2 for 4. Sorensen at the plate. And they come up with a 2-out base hit. The RBI double by Gregorio. That's the first run of the night scored by the Stingers on something other than a 2-out hit. Nobody outs when Gregorio hooks the double down the left field side to bring home Smith from second base. Sorensen takes a strike on the outside corner above the knees, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. In the bottom of the 8th, New Orleans will have their 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. Alfaro, Ryan, and Logan. No balls, 1 strike. Fiore ready to pitch. Low and inside to Sorensen, batting left-handed against the righty Fiore, and so the count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike pitch. Change-up strike on the inside corner at the knees, 1-2. Well, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the pitch. Fastball low and outside to Sorensen. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Didn't get a chance to ask Jack today how much larger his pass list is starting to get for Friday night. Now the pitch. Breaking ball low and inside. They appeal the check swing. No swing, says the third base umpire, Lance Barksdale. And so now the count on Zach is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fiore from the belt. The glance towards third. The pitch home. Low and inside. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning issued by Fiore. And the Stingers now have runners at first and third with 2 outs. And the batter will be Will Nieves, who's 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and 1 run batted in. So runners at the corners, 2 out. Now a stirring of activity in the Zephyrs bullpen. And the right-hander gets up. There's a pitch foul back into the screen. Strike 1. Bobby Chenard. Going in the bullpen now for the Zephyrs. No balls, 1 strike to count. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, and a ball in the dirt gets away from the catcher Buck. Here's from Gregorio from third. The throw to the plate, not in time. Fiore gets knocked over by a sliding Tom Gregorio. On the play, Sorensen goes to second, and now it's 9-4 Stingers. That'll be ruled a wild pitch. And now the count on Nieves is 1 ball and 1 strike. And now a runner at second, 2 out. The Stingers with a 5-run lead. A while since they've had a lead this big. Fiore from the belt, ready to pitch. Outside, a ball. So Gregorio scores on a wild pitch. The Stingers have themselves a 5-run lead. Fiore ready from the belt, the pitch. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. Traps third strike. The tag applied, and that'll do it for the Stingers here in the 8th. But they add 2 more runs to their advantage on 1 hit, no errors, a couple of walks, and 1 runner left on the base paths. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's now the Stingers 9 and New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
What's
some zing into your spring the entire month of May at Fort Hall Casino. Win $500 cash every hour noon to midnight every Saturday in May. That's right. Fort Hall Casino is giving away 500 big ones all day long on Saturday. Register for Fort Hall Casino's Spring Fling giveaway at the Buffalo Club booth and get one free entry. Earn additional entries by playing Fort Hall Casino's 900 gaming machines using your Buffalo Club card. The more you play, the more entries you earn and the more chances you have to win. Not a Buffalo Club member? No problem. Sign up at the Players Club booth and get your card on the spot. Win $500. 12 big winners noon till midnight every Saturday in May. It's the unbelievable Spring Fling giveaway. Only at Fort Hall Casino. Big fun, big winners. Exit 80 off 515 just north of Pocatello, Idaho. Visit the Buffalo Club booth to become a member and for complete promotion details. You must be 18 to play and win at Fort Hall Casino.
Spring is here, and that means shorter nights. But just because there's more daylight doesn't mean you don't still need better everyday lighting. Your local Ace Hardware stores and GE Lighting can help. GE Lighting has replaced the ordinary incandescent bulb with the new Reveal bulb. Reveal bulbs make colors so crisp, clean, that you truly see the difference. Guaranteed. Reveal bulbs from GE Lighting at your local Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place.
Ball game in favor of the Stingers. It'll be Jason Alfaro, Rob Ryan, and Kyle Logan. The bottom third of the order due up for New Orleans here. Joe Peralta and the Stingers leading 9-4. Chris Butchek, by the way, is still the pitcher of record. First pitch to Jason Alfaro, low and outside, ball one. Alfaro 2 for 3 with a run batted in. Both bullpens busy right now. Peralta's pitch. Peck swings. Struck on the outside corner at the knees. 1-1. Time now to find out who's hot and who's cold in the PCL. Brought to you by your Bryant Heating and Cooling dealers. Keep cool this summer and warm next winter. Visit any of your Utah area Bryant Heating and Cooling dealers. The 1-1. Strike as he slices the outside corner at the knees. 1-2. Matt Hensley up in the Stingers bullpen. Now Peralta ready. The right-hander's 1-2 pitch. Swung on and smashed off the mound and threw into center field, a base hit. Jason Alfaro has his third hit of the ball game. And that is the 16th hit for the Zephyrs tonight. So the leadoff man on for the Zephyrs here, and that'll bring up Rob Ryan, who's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Their leadoff hitter for New Orleans, Eric Frontless, the only batter in their order who does not have a base hit. So runner at first base. With nobody out for Rob Ryan. Second hit off of Peralta. The pitch on the way. Fastball outside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Infield double play depth. The Stingers defense has turned 3. 1 on a grounder, 1 on a pop-up, and 1 on a fly ball. 1-0 pitch. Fastball a little bit high. Ball 2. 2-0 the count on Ryan. 3,372 the paid attendance here tonight. 2 balls, no strikes. Peralta's pitch. Swung on and popped up foul. Third base side out of play. 2-1 the count. 9-4 Stingers here in the 8th. Two balls, 1 strike. Now Peralta set the right-hander with the kick and the pitch. Fastball high, 3-1. Runner at first base, nobody out, but with the Stingers up by 5 runs. First baseman Nieves not holding the runner on. We're also ready. The 3-1. Swinging a pop foul. Back it out of play. Fills the count at 3-2. Particularly with a left-handed batter at the plate, you would do that. Three balls, 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch, and it's high ball 4, and so the Zephyrs open up the 8th with runners at first and second base, and nobody out. Now here's Kyle Logan, who's 1 for 3. Single to center field his last time up, and Mike Crumley is on his way to the mound. That may be all for Joel Peralta. As Crumley makes it to the mound, no indication as of yet. And that's going to be all for Joel, who protected the lead with 2 men on and 1 out. Runners at second and third, 1 out in the 6th, and now he's out of the ball game. And we'll give you the numbers on the news. Stingers pitcher Matt Hensley after this on ESPN 1230.
Home equity loans are easy to get at Mountain America Credit Union. Easier, perhaps, than deciding what to do with the money.
We could get a deck and a hot tub.
Remodel the bathroom and a jetted tub.
Once you make up your mind, you'll pay no appraisal fees, no origination fees, no closing costs, and no annual fees at Mountain America.
A snowmobile.
Try a snow blower.
While you're deciding what to do with the money, call or visit Mountain America Credit Union or log on to mtnamerica.org.
How about a widescreen TV?
How about storm windows with screens?
At Mountain America Credit Union, we make getting home equity loans easy. So get approved.
An ATV.
A riding lawnmower.
Unfortunately, we're no help at all when it comes to deciding what to do with the money.
Oh, come on. Light love. Okay, let's get a fishing boat.
Oh, you want water. We'll take a cruise.
Mountain America Credit Union. Member NCUA and Equal Opportunity Lender.
Here comes on the pitch now for the Salt Lake Stingers with a 5-run lead working and runners at first and second base, and nobody out. For Hensley, this will be his 16th appearance of the year in 24 2/3 innings. He's given up 12 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He has struck out 28 and walked 6. 1 hit batter, no wild pitches, and 1 home run allowed. Hensley is 1-0 with 2 saves and a 1.46 earned run average. The PCL hitting 143 against right-hander Matt Hensley. This is not a save situation with 2 men on and a 5-run lead. For a 5-run lead to work as a save situation, Matt would have had to come in with the bases loaded. And close the books on Joel Peralta. He's responsible for the men on base. Hensley last year lost his only start against the Zephyrs. Gave up 7 runs, 4 of them earned on 8 hits and 6 innings of work. Facing the Zephyrs, obviously, for the first time in this series. Hensley's last outing was a scoreless inning on May the 23rd at Oklahoma. The runners at first and second, nobody out. Here's Kyle Logan at the plate. He popped to second, grounded to second, and singled to center field. Getting back to the who's hot and who's cold, Oklahoma, of course, is hot. They come into tonight's play having won 6 in a row. But that streak may be over. They trail the Edmonton Trappers 5-1 in the 7th. First pitch to Logan on the way. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Strike 1. That was a letter high, and Hensley let it go, and Logan let her rip, and Kyle Logan came up empty. Sacramento's won 3 in a row and 7 of 10. New Orleans came into tonight's game having won 7 of 10. Albuquerque's won 7 of 10. Colorado Springs 8 of 10. Now the 0-1 pitch. strike. A fastball on the inside corner under the bell, 0-2. Over on the cold side, of course, we know the Stingers come into tonight having lost 7 in a row. Las Vegas comes into this evening's play having lost 6 in a row. The they trail Colorado Springs 2-0 in the 6th at Sky Sox Stadium. 0-2 the count on Logan as Hensley deals. Swinging a foul, glancing off the glove of the catcher Gregorio. It's still 0-2. Nashville's lost 3 in a row. Memphis has dropped 8 of 10, makes that 8 of 11 after beating the River Cats today, 9-8 over in Sacramento. Omaha's lost 3 in a row and 7 of 10. They're tied at Portland 1-1 in the 3rd tonight. That's who's hot and who's cold in the PCL. 0-2 the count on Logan. Hensley from the stretch, the right-hander ready. The glance back towards second. The pitch home. Swing the ground ball right side. Flag down with the first baseman Davis. Goes to second to get the force out on the middleman. Davis had to go a long way to his right to get to that ball, but he backhanded it. Had a little trouble getting it out of his glove, but he had time to get set and flip it over to the shortstop Rodriguez, who was able to get there in time for the force out. So 1 out with runners at the corners. And the batter will be Eric Bruntlett, who's 0 for 4. So Alfaro at third, Logan at first. Nine to 4 Stingers were in the 8th inning. Hensley ready, the pitch. Fastball strike on the inside corner, belt high. 0-1 the count. Bruntlett 0 for 4 tonight and hitless in 9 at-bats so far in this series. Hensley, the toss to first, and Logan is back. And the Angels off tonight. No balls, 1 strike. Hensley ready. Now the 0-1. Swinging a pop foul coming back down below us to our right. And the scramble is on for the Souvenirs. No balls, 2 strikes the count. 0-2 the count. Infield back. Not a double play depth. They're all the way back. Now Hensley ready. The 0-2 pitch to Bruntlett. Swinging a tap foul. Back behind home plate. The count remains 0-2. And tomorrow, Steve Green will try to snap his own personal losing streak of 5 in a row against right-hander Taylor Buchholz, who's 2-5. No balls, 2 strikes. Hensley ready, the pitch. Swung on, shot towards second. Thrower's got it to second for 1. Rodriguez, the first double play to end the inning. 4-6-3 double play. That is the 4th double play turned by the Stingers here this evening. And another $5 goes to the United Way, courtesy of Taco Maker. No runs, 1 hit. 1 runner left on base. We go to the 9th. It's the Stingers 9 and New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
KQS Murray, Salt Lake City. This is ESPN Radio AM 1230. The worldwide leader in sports. A Citadel Broadcasting Station.
Whether you're trading your car in or you want to keep it forever, then get those nasty dents and dings removed by Dent Pro. Dent Pro, the mobile paintless dent repair, will come to you. Dent Pro fixes shopping cart dents, creases, hail damage, and everyday door dings without disturbing the factory paint.
If your bumper's dented, torn, or scuffed, Dent Pro now offers bumper repair and bumper touch-up at half the cost of a body shop. At Dent Pro, we'll make them new again.
Mobile, convenient, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call today toll-free, 1-877-DENT-PRO.
National Auto Plaza Southtown is now National Isuzu at 108 South State. So brand new National Isuzu has to make room for the biggest Isuzu SUV selection ever to come to Utah. Reliable Isuzu Rodeos, the brand new Isuzu Ascenders, and fun-to-drive Axiom Sport utilities are arriving daily. So to accommodate these new vehicles, National Isuzu has to move hundreds of Utah's most premium used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs at unbelievably low prices. Take thousands off Hondas, Nissans, and Toyotas. Thousands off. Or get even bigger savings on all luxury models from Lexus, BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. All our used inventories priced to go quickly. Now is your chance to upgrade your vehicle without upgrading your payment. Only at the new National Isuzu, formerly National Auto Plaza Southtown, 108 South State. Call 545-9292 for details. 545-9292. 108 South State is Utah's new home of the largest selection of Isuzus. National Isuzu.
Away from tapping their 7-game losing streak. The first things first, chance maybe to add to that lead. Alex Pelaez brings up the first pitch, chops one towards third. Up with it, Alfaro, the long throw on target and in time. One pitch, one out here in the ninth inning. So Pelaez retired. One away for Derek Gibson, and what a night for Derek. 3 for 4 with 3 runs batted in and a big throw out of a runner at the plate that would have tied the game at the time in the 6th inning. 3 for 4 tonight for Derek. He is now 12 for 21 on this road trip. Pitch, breaking ball in at the knees. A strike and it's 0-1. So Bobby Chivard on for New Orleans for the 17th time. The 0-1 pitch. Into the dirt. You go around, knows his first base umpire, John McMasters. 1-1 the count. Chouinard 1-4 with 1 save and a 5.06 earned run average. PCL batting .291 against Chouinard, 6'1", 180, his 15th year. This makes it the 6th different season that he has pitched against Salt Lake. The 1-1. Swung on, gets in, drills one to center. Logan going back, still going back. It's going to be over his head and up against the base of the wall. Tips it into second base with a 1-out double. Derek Gibson is on fire. That is the 15th hit of the night for the Stingers. And that is Gibson's 4th. Now here's Gary Johnson with a runner at second base. Derek Gibson, unbelievable on this trip. Now here's Gary Johnson, who's 0 for 3 with a walk. And there's a pitch in at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Curveball outside of the knees, ball 1. 1-1 the count on Johnson. In the Zephyr 9th, it'll be Burke, Huffman, and Thompson, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up. There's a strike, a breaking ball, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, swing and a tap behind home plate and foul. So the count on Gary Johnson, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stingers now with 15 hits in the ball game. Last time they had 16 hits, but only 3 runs in their 12-inning 4-3 loss to Oklahoma last Thursday. They had 15 hits in a 17-8 loss to Albuquerque on May 12th as Johnson takes inside for a ball, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Derek Gibson, the runner at second base. Bernard ready to pitch. Fastball inside at the belt. Backs Johnson away from the plate, and that fills the count at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Johnson with a base hit here. Chance to add to the lead. Send the Stingers in the double dip. It runs short. Now the 3-2 payoff pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball. He struck it out. 2 down. That is the 6th strikeout for New Orleans pitching in the ball game. The first for Shedard. Now 2 outs and a runner at second for Casey Smith. He's 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, and 2 runs scored. So 2 outs. And a runner at second base for the Stingers. Pitch comes home. Breaking ball low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Casey Smith. Not too many folks still left here in New Orleans. The ballpark. Here's a swing of the foul ball. Back into the screen. 1-1 the count. Paid attendance here tonight, a little over 3,300. The Stingers with a chance to end their losing streak and pick up a W here tonight. One ball, 1 strike. Bobby Shedard pitched in the Independent Atlantic League last year. Just swinging a foul back. 1-2 the count on Smith. Shedard at one time a very promising career, but involved in some domestic abuse with his wife, and he has struggled since. Mentioned earlier, he's pitched in this league for many years. This is the 6th different season he's faced Salt Lake. 2 previously with Edmonton, with Tucson, and 2 with Colorado Springs. This is swinging a tap foul at home plate. Pitched in 96 and 97 with Edmonton, 99 with Tucson, 2000 and 2001 with Colorado Springs. Shedard also 111 big league games, 13 of them starts with Oakland, Milwaukee, Arizona, and Colorado. Memory serves me right, the incident took place while he was a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. 1-2 the count on Smith. Shedard ready to pitch. Swing and a miss at a changeup. He struck him out, and that retires the tie. No runs, 1 hit. 1 runner left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's the Stingers 9 and New Orleans 4 on ESPN 1230.
Spring is here, and that means shorter nights. But just because there's more daylight doesn't mean you don't still need better everyday lighting. Your local Ace Hardware stores and GE Lighting can help. GE Lighting has replaced the ordinary incandescent bulb with the new Reveal bulb. Reveal bulbs make colors so crisp, clean, that you truly see the difference. Guaranteed. Reveal bulbs from GE Lighting at your local Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place.
This weekend, there comes a sale so large, it's been 25 years in the making. Announcing the Larry H. Miller 25th Anniversary Delta 500. The biggest used car sale of them all happens during 4 big days at 3 easy locations this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday. Visit the Delta 500 in Salt Lake at the Delta Center, in Sandy at the Southtown Mall, and in Linden at the new Lexus of Linden just off I-15 exit 276. Choose from over 1,200 vehicles. Get interest rates as low as 3.9%. And get a winter trip for 2 to the Brickyard 400. And with every purchase, get a dinner and a movie entertainment package featuring 10 movie passes to the Megaplex Theaters, 10 passes to the Cricket Super Screen, and 10 dinners to the Mayan. Don't miss the biggest car sale in 25 years. Larry H. Miller's 25th Anniversary Delta 500. Thursday from 10 till 9, Friday and Saturday from 9 till 9, and Monday from 10 till 6. After all, you know this guy.
Now, back to more Stingers baseball on ESPN 1230 AM.
All right, we go to the bottom half of the ninth inning. It's a 9-4 ball game. Certainly not a save situation for Matt Hensley. It wasn't when he came in the eighth, but it'll feel just as good if the Stingers can hang on here. It'll be Chris Burke, Royce Huffman, and Ryan Thompson, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, due up for the Zephyrs here in the ninth inning. Well, Matt Hensley, who came on with 2 on and nobody out in the eighth, but got out of the jam without anybody coming across the score. A fielder's choice and a double play put an end to the rally attempt. First batters now just 2 for 15 against Hensley this year. And he's only allowed 2 of 10 inherited runs to score. So Chris Burke to lead it off. So Chris Burke, again, 2 doubles, a strikeout, and a double play. Matt Hensley ready to go. The first pitch to the right-handed hitting Chris Burke. And it's a breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Stingers with Johnson, Sorensen, and Gibson in left, center, and right. Elias Rodriguez, thrower in the Avis, the infield third to first. The battery of Hensley pitching, and Gregorio catching. There's a pitch swung on and tucked up foul. First base side out of play, 0-2. Again, not only with the losing streak come to an end, a couple of other streaks would also be snapped tonight. Hensley into his windup. Here's the 0-2. Line drive, left center field, racing over Sorensen. Now drifting back, hauls it in with a shoulder high grab for out number 1. Burke retired, 1 out. That'll bring up Royce Huffman, who's 3 for 4. Chris Butchek would become the first Stinger starter to win a game since May 1st. He was also the first Stinger starter in 8 starts to pitch more than 5 innings, albeit just 5 1/3. He threw exactly 100 pitches. So Huffman the batter now with 1 out here in the ninth as Hensley delivers, swinging a foul back into the screen, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike. The infield back, the outfield straight away for Huffman. Hensley into his windup, the 1 strike pitch. Swung on, and that sliced foul above the upper deck down the right field side, and quickly the count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count on Royce Huffman. His average from 344 to 353 with 3 hits tonight. The pitch, swing and a miss over a splitter, hits the dirt. So Gregorio comes out, gets the angle, and throws to first for the out. 2 down here in the ninth. First strikeout for Hensley, the 5th. The Stingers pitching in the ball game. So now 2 outs, and here's Ryan Thompson, who's 1 for 4. And Stingers tomorrow, Steve Green on the mound. Facing Taylor Buckholz, the top prospect in the Astros organization. Swing, a foul that glances off the helmet of Tom Gregorio. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to count. Thompson homered last night. Drove in 3 runs altogether. On the pitch, changeup misses high, and that evens the count on Thompson at 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 the count on the right-hand batter. Infield back, outfield straight away. Hensley ready. The line and the 1-1. Swing and a miss at a fastball, strike 2. That time he blew some high heat past the right-handed batter, and so now the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the Zephyrs down to their final strike. Hensley winds the 1-2. Changeup misses high and inside. 2-2 the count. Boy, it looks like Thompson had a notion to go after it, but he held up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Hensley ready. The pitch. Swinging a pop-up. Third base side near the railing. Gregorio does not have room. That one lands on the seat. Tom gave it a good effort, but he ran out of real estate. So we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. Thompson waving that bat out over the plate. Hensley into his windup. Gregorio sets the target. The 2-2 swung on and drilled to center. Sorensen going back. That ball is going to be up there. It's out there and it's gone. A line drive home run to center field off the bat of Ryan Thompson. And that makes it a 9-5 ball game in favor of the Stingers. Thompson's second home run in as many days. That's also his second of the year. 17th hit of the ball game for the Zephyrs. For Matt Hensley, that is just the second home run that he has served up this year. That's not over yet. Well, now here is John Buck. First pitch on the way, and it's a fastball in at the knees. A strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Outfield shaded towards right for Buck. He's 2 for 4 on the night. 0-1 pitch, swing, and a miss, and a good splitter, and the count's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Once again, the Zephyrs down to their final strike. Now Hensley winds the 0-2. Swing and a miss over a splitter. He struck him out of the ball game, and the streak is over. And the Stingers come away with a win here in New Orleans tonight. 1 run, 1 hit, a home run by Thompson, and nobody left on the base path. Handshakes and high fives all around with the final score. The Salt Lake Stingers 9 and the New Orleans Zephyrs 5. We'll be back with the 10th inning show right after this here on ESPN 1230.
This has been Salt Lake Stingers baseball. Stay tuned for a complete wrap-up of tonight's game. The 10th inning show is coming up next on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
If you need car insurance, your local Geico Direct Insurance professional is here for you. There are definite advantages to having a local insurance representative. You can't beat the service, and it's nice to know a real-life person is around to answer your questions. That's why Geico Direct has a local office in Lakeland, staffed with professionals who know the insurance business just as well as they know the neighborhood. Call your Geico professional today. No matter what you need, you can be sure it will be well done. Call 298-9336. That's 298-9336, right here in Lakeland.
Drive J.D. Power's #1 rated midsize car, the Hyundai Sonata, for $216 a month with 0 down. Test drive the Hyundai Sonata at your friendly Wasatch Front Hyundai dealer today. Westland Hyundai in Ogden, Kengarth Hyundai downtown Salt Lake, Intermountain Hyundai South Salt Lake, Riverton Hyundai in Sandy, and University Hyundai in Orem. The game is over, and the fans are leaving the ballpark. It's time now for the 10th inning show. A complete wrap-up of tonight's game with a look at the rest of the Pacific Coast League and Major League Baseball. This is the 10th inning show on ESPN 1230 AM. Now let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Stingers, Steve Klauke.
Welcome back to New Orleans, and this is the 10th inning show as the Stingers prevail over the Zephyrs tonight by a final score of 9-5 to end their franchise record losing streak at 7 games. Here are the final totals in the ball game. First of all, for the Stingers, 9 runs on 15 hits, no errors, and they left 7 men on base. For the Zephyrs, 5 runs on 17 hits, no errors, and 9 men left on base. The winning pitcher, Chris Buchek, now 3-3. The losing pitcher, Jared Fernandez, drops to 1-2 on the year. Time of the game, 3 hours, 8 minutes. Paid attendance, 3,372. As the Stingers finally break through in the win column for the first time in over a week, as they got really a bulldog effort on the part of Chris Buchek. He threw 100 pitches in 5 1/3 innings and was able to prevent the big inning. And again, a big hand in that, maybe not the big inning, but certainly the whole outcome of the ball game. The Zephyrs had a chance to tie it with runners at second and third, and 1 out of the 6. Joel Peralta came on and got Chris Burke to fly to right field. Gibson made the catch, and Derek threw a strike to the plate a little bit offline, but then Tom Gregorio picked it up on one hop and then dove forward towards the plate and tagged the sliding Rob Ryan to complete the double play and end the inning and keep the Stingers out in front by a run, and they were able to break it open with 2 in the 7th and 2 in the 8th for the much-needed wins. The Stingers now 18-26 on the year, while the Zephyrs dropped to 21-25, and again the Stingers and the Zephyrs now split the first 2 games in this series. Besides his defensive exploits, Derek Gibson with 4 hits in 5 at-bats, including a double, a triple, and 3 runs batted in. Will Nieves, 3 hits, 3 runs scored, and an RBI as well. And an area where the Stingers have really struggled this year. They came into the ball game hitting .228 with runners in scoring position and 2 out. Tonight, the first 7 runs were brought home by the Stingers on 2-out base hits. And that certainly was a big difference. And with a knuckleball pitcher out there, the Stingers were able to execute some semblance of a running game tonight, stealing a season high 5 bases in the contest. And 4 of those 5 stolen bases led to runs being scored immediately thereafter. So all in all, a team effort tonight as they're able to snap the streak and come away with a win. Now they'll try to start a winning streak in the other direction tomorrow night with Steve Green out on the mound for the Salt Lake Stingers against Taylor Buckle. More on that a little bit later on. When we come back, we'll take a look at the other scores around baseball after this here on ESPN 1230.
Do you remember the quality of service and car care your parents used to talk about? The honesty, knowledge, and experience? I'll tell you what, with 15 years of experience, the guys at Custom Auto will give you all of that and more. All the mechanics at Custom Auto are ASE certified master technicians, honest, reliable, and will get the job done right. And unlike the big dogs, your car will be done when they say it'll be done. Remember, at Custom Auto, they work on all makes and models, any and all repairs. No job is too big or too small. Now featuring inner-seat battery installation and warranty replacement center. So call 487-6124 to make an appointment. Or just stop in Custom Auto at 1465 South, 7th East in Salt Lake City. Whether you need to service your engine or you have a bigger problem with your vehicle, you need to see the guys at Custom Auto with the latest in technology and old-time service. Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. And tell them K-Fan sent you. Remember, Custom Auto, the only name in auto repair.
Put some zing into your spring the entire month of May at Fort Hall Casino. Win $500 cash every hour noon till midnight every Saturday in May. That's right. Fort Hall Casino is giving away 500 big ones all day long on Saturdays. Register for Fort Hall Casino's Spring Swing giveaway at the Buffalo Club booth and get one free entry. Earn additional entries by playing Fort Hall Casino's 900 gaming machines using your Buffalo Club card. The more you play, the more entries you earn and the more chances you have to win. Not a Buffalo Club member? No problem. Sign up at the Players Club booth and get your card on the spot. Win $500. 12 big winners noon till midnight every Saturday in May. It's the unbelievable Spring Fling giveaway. Only at Fort Hall Casino. Big fun, big winners. Exit 80 off 516 just north of Pocatello, Idaho. Visit the Buffalo Club booth to become a member and for complete promotion details. You must be 18 to play and win at Fort Hall Casino.
All right, welcome back to New Orleans, where the Stingers prevailed tonight over the Zephyrs by a final score of 9-5. Time now to take a look at what else happened under the lights tonight in the PCL as well as Major League Baseball. And that is brought to you by GE Lighting and the new Reveal light bulb. Check out the new Reveal bulb at your locally owned Ace Hardware store. First of all, in the Pacific Coast League this afternoon, Memphis rallied from a 7-1 deficit to defeat the Sacramento River Cats by a final of 9-8 in the 7th inning at Oklahoma. Well, let's see, that's now a final. Edmonton beat the Red Hawks 7-1 to snap Oklahoma's 6-game winning streak, which was the longest active streak in the league. In the 9th at Colorado Springs, the Sky Sox leading Las Vegas by a score of 2-0 as the Las Vegas 51s trying to avoid their 7th straight loss. But they trailed 2-0 in the 9th. Iowa and Tacoma were rained out in the Pacific Northwest. In the 7th at Albuquerque, Tucson leading the Isotopes 5-1. In the 4th at Fresno, it is Nashville out in front of the Grizzlies by a score of 2-1. And also in the 4th inning at Portland, it's the Beavers 3 and Omaha 1. In the American League, all of the action has been completed. The Yankees broke open a close game with a 6-run 6th inning en route to an 11-3 win over the Orioles in Baltimore. Lieber the winner 4-1, Bedard the loser 1-2. Alex Rodriguez comes up with his 11th home run of the season. In Chicago, Texas pounds the White Sox 7-4. Kenny Rogers the winner. He's now 7-2. Scott Schoenweiss the loser. His record is 4-2. Francisco Cordero comes up with his 15th save of the season. Mark Teixeira and Herbert Perry over in the ball game for the Rangers. For Teixeira his 5th and Perry his 3rd. And for Chicago, Frank Thomas, it's his 9th of the season. In 12 innings at Cleveland, Seattle edged the Indians 5-4. Mike Myers the winner 2-1. Jose Jimenez the loser 0-3. Eddie Guardado with his 7th save. Casey Blake, another former Buzzman, with his 4th home run of the year. Fawcett pounded Oakland 12-2. Kurt Schilling the winner 6-3. Tim Hudson the loser 5-2. Manny Ramirez and Mark Bellhorn homer in that ball game for the Red Sox. Tampa Bay a winner at home over Minnesota by a final score of 6-1. Victor Zambrano the winner 4-4. Losing pitcher Kyle Loesch, his record falls to 1-4. Also in the American League, Kansas City edged Detroit by a final score of 4-3. Jason Grimsley picks up the win. He's now 2-1. Mike Baroff, the loser, 4-3. Jeremy Affeldt with his 1st save. Ken Harvey hits his 5th home run of the year for the Royals. In the National League, the Dodgers top Milwaukee 5-3. Jose Lima the winner, 3-1. Victor Santos the loser, 2-1. Eric Gagne records his 11th save. In the 7th at Denver, San Diego leads Colorado 7-6. In the bottom of the 5th at San Francisco, the Giants lead the Diamondbacks 2-0. Edgardo Alfonso with his second home run. At San Juan, Montreal tops Atlanta 3-1. Tomohoko the winner, 2-5. Horacio Ramirez the loser, 2-4. Rocky Biddle with his 10th save. It was Cincinnati topping Florida 5-2 as Paul Wilson raises his record to 7-0 for the first place Reds. The Mets shut out Philadelphia 5-0. Traxel over Milton. Houston blanked the Cubs 5-0. Oswalt over Zambrano. And the Pirates and Cardinals were rained out in St. Louis. In the NBA, Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. That's at the Staples Center in Los Angeles with the Lakers and the Timberwolves all tied up in their series at 1 win apiece. The Lakers appear to be on their way to a 2-1 lead as they are out in front of Minnesota, 84-72. That game midway through the fourth quarter. And in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals at Tampa tonight, the surprising Calgary Flames go out to the early lead in that series as they scored early in the game and never looked back as they defeated the Tampa Bay the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight by a final score of 4-1. That's your scoreboard. Back with scoring highlights of tonight's action right after this here on ESPN 1230.
You're listening to Stingers Baseball on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers, ESPN 1230 AM.
Soldiers, it's the second-year anniversary of Ken Garf of Ogden. Do you know what that means?
No, sir.
It means for 2 years now, Northern Utah has received outstanding prices, service, and selection as the only Ogden dealer with 6 different manufacturers under one roof. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And Ken Garf of Ogden gives you an additional warranty up to 10 years or 250,000 miles. Stand to attention and learn more.
Thank you, General Ogden. All GMC Pontiac Buicks sold at invoice and you keep the rebate, excluding crew cabs. Rebates on GMC trucks are up to $4,000. Enter to win a $1,000 package from the Sportsman's Warehouse. The great indoors for those who love the great outdoors. GMC, we are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Soldiers, I'm darn proud of y'all for shopping at Ken Garf of Ogden.
Ken Garf of Ogden at 900 West Riverdale Road backs up every car they sell.
Why is a Built Right fence the best fence? That's easy. At Built Right Fence, they install every kind of fence. Vinyl, cedar, iron, chain link, and aluminum.
And now we can be happier with our fence in our beautiful backyard.
With Built Right, you'll find the best prices.
The materials alone were far less than the big box hardware stores.
And Built Right has the guaranteed best installers in Utah.
We got the vinyl fence we wanted and a lifetime guarantee.
Hi, this is Robert from Built Right Fence. At Built Right Fence, we design it, install it, and back it with Built Right's lifetime guarantee.
While some companies won't guarantee their installation, Built Right does. Materials and workmanship.
We called a lot of places, and Built Right was right.
More choices, best quality, best prices, and a lifetime guarantee. What could be better than that? How about your choice of a free arbor or free trellis with a complete fence installation? Call Built Right toll-free at 1-888-BUILT-RIGHT. That's right spelled with a W, as in write it down. 888-BUILT-RIGHT.
This is the last week for this special offer. Call today.
Welcome back to New Orleans, where the Stingers were trying to end a 7-game losing streak, but they fell behind early in the ball game. In the first, Chris Burke with his 4th double in 2 games with 1 out was at second base. He stole third and came in on an infield single by Royce Huffman to make it 1-0 Zephyrs. And then in the second, Bill Hyatt added to that lead. Full count on Hyatt with 1 out, the bases empty as Buchek delivers. Swung on in line towards left. Johnson going back. It's up there, and it is gone. A line drive home run off the bat of Bill Hyatt, his 7th of the year. And it's 2-0 New Orleans. So 2-0 in favor of the Zephyrs at that point. And you had to start thinking, uh-oh, here it goes again. But not tonight. As Casey Smith led off the 3rd inning with a single to center field. 2 outs later, he was at second for Javi Rodriguez. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, line towards center. Logan coming on, has to play it on a hop. Here comes Smith around third. Here comes the throw. Not in time. It's an RBI single for Javi Rodriguez. The Stingers are on the board, and it's now 2-1 New Orleans. So a 2-1 ball game at that point. Rodriguez stole second base, putting him in scoring position for Zach Sorensen. Pitch to Sorensen, swung on a ground ball, center field, base hit. Here comes Rodriguez around the bend with the tying run in his back pocket. An RBI single for Sorensen. We're all tied at 2-2. Well, the formula was good there. They tried it again. Sorensen stole second on the slow delivery and knuckleball of Jared Fernandez. That put him in scoring position for Wilnie Avis. Fernandez pitch floater, and it's popped up into shallow right. Racing on is Ryan. Flies, and he can't hang on. Around third and heading for home is Zach Sorensen with the go-ahead run, and the Stingers now have the lead at 3-2. Wilnie Avis then stole second base. Alex Pelaez delivered the RBI single to center, and the Stingers led 4-2, but the Zephyrs were able to come back and tie it in the bottom of the third. Chris Burke with yet another double led off the inning against Chris Buchek. Royce Huffman singled him in to make it 4-3. Huffman was erased on a double play, but then the Zephyrs strung together three straight singles by John Buck, Phil Hyatt, and Jason Alfaro, with Alfaro scoring Buck to make it a 4-4 ball game. But the Stingers took the lead for good in the fifth. With one out, Wilnie Avis singled to right. He advanced to second base on an infield out by Pelaez, putting him in scoring position for Derek Gibson. Now the right-hander Fernandez ready to pitch. Swung on, line to the left center field, a base hit. Here comes the Avis around third. He will score the go-ahead run on the RBI single by Derek Gibson. His 8th run batted into the year, and it's now 5-4 Salt Lake. So 5-4 Stingers lead. And then a big play in the 6th with runners at second and third, one out. Joe Peralta came on, got Chris Burke to fly to right field. Derek Gibson coming on, making the catch. Rob Ryan tagged at third, tried to come home to score. The one-out throw was strong but offline, but Tom Gregorio gloved it. Was able to dive forward and apply the tag to the sliding Ryan for the double play and keep the Stingers out in front. 5-4. Then in the very next half inning, the Stingers had two men on with two outs. Tony Fiore coming in to replace Jared Fernandez to face Gibson. The 0-2. Swung on in line down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Rolling towards the corner. Nieves will score. Racing for third, Pelaez. He's being waved on in. He will score. Racing for third, Gibson, and he's in there standing up. 2 runs come in, and the Stingers now lead it 7-4 on a 2-run triple by Derek Gibson. Stingers would add a couple of more runs in the 8th and an RBI double by Tom Gregorio and a wild pitch scoring Tom later on in the inning. Zephyrs got one back in the 9th on a solo homer by Ryan Thompson, but it was too little too late. And the Stingers' losing streak is over. They win tonight by a final score of 9-5. Tomorrow they'll try to make it a winning streak. So we'll preview tomorrow night's game as well as give you our Ace Hardware MHP of tonight's game right after this final timeout here on ESPN 1230.
Why are we turning here?
To look at used cars.
I thought we were going to Gus Paulus.
We are.
Gus is in West Valley City. This is Jordan Landing.
Right.
Did I miss something?
He's growing.
Who's growing?
Gus.
Growing? At his age? Imagine that. No more short jokes, no more booster seats at restaurants, no more ads with half a head.
Huh?
Oh, man, Gus is finally growing. And if he can grow, maybe we can all grow.
Oh.
This is a sign. It gives the world new hope.
Honey.
It's a miracle.
His dealership is growing.
What?
They've expanded. This is their new used car lot.
Oh. Well, that's kind of miraculous, isn't it?
If you say so.
I do.
Gus may not be getting any taller, but with the new dealership at Jordan Landing, the service and selection keeps getting better.
Hey, I wonder if I'm still growing.
I wonder.
Want to measure me when we get home?
I'm not sure you're coming home.
Aw.
The Gus Paulus Auto Group. With Gus, anything is possible.
Riding in my truck, my broken down truck. I needed some wheels and a sad way. But my credit's kind of weak. My ex-wife took my Jeep and ran off with my lawyer and there's no pay. I went to local sales for a deal that really well. Service and selection and the test. Local
breaking cars, and you need some new wheels right away. Folk will hook you up. They got me my new truck. They'll finance you, so come on down today. Yeah, those are over sale for a deal they're really well.
Call 1-877-LOW-BOOK. Operators are standing by. Low Book Sales. High volume, low prices.
Hi, welcome back to New Orleans, where the Stingers prevail over the Zephyrs by a final score of 9-5. Time now for our Stingers Ace Hardware MHP of the game, the most helpful player of tonight's contest, brought to you by your locally owned Ace Hardware store. Ace, the helpful play. Easy one to pick tonight. Derek Gibson, 4 for 5 with 3 runs batted in, including the go-ahead RBI single in the 5th. He added some insurance with a 2-run triple in the 7th with our Geico insurance run of the game. And again, that big throw out of the plate of Rob Ryan that prevented the tying run from scoring in this ball game in the 6th inning. So Derek Gibson is our Stingers Ace Hardware MHP most helpful player of the game. Game 3 of the series here in New Orleans comes your way tomorrow night. It'll be right-hander Steve Green, who has a streak of his own he'd like to stop. He started out the year 3-0, but is now 3-5. His bound opponent will be right-hander Taylor Buchholz. His record is 2-5. So Stingers will try to make it 2 in a row tomorrow. Game time is 6:05 Mountain Time. We'll be on with the on-deck circle beginning at 5:45. Well, that'll do it for tonight from New Orleans. Our thanks to Eddie Thompson back in our studios in Salt Lake City, and our thanks to you for listening. Once again, in 3 hours, 8 minutes, and in front of 3,372, the final score. The Salt Lake Stingers 9, and the New Orleans Zephyrs 5. I'm Steve Plowke saying good night, and so long from the Big Easy.
The 10th Inning Show on ESPN 1230 AM. Be sure to join us after every Stingers game for the 10th Inning Show on the home of the Salt Lake Stingers. ESPN 1230 AM.